Hello and welcome in live to the Broken Arrow Tiger Fieldhouse. We've got another edition of Broken Arrow Tiger basketball. The Tigers taking on Jenks tonight in a district matchup. But before we talk basketball, I've got Drew Watsky here with me. Drew, you were my color commentator and also play-by-play when we were in high school together.
That's right.
It was full circle for me coming back here. Is it full circle for you?
Oh, it absolutely is. I haven't been back in the Tiger Fieldhouse in 7 years, but I feel like I'm picking it just like I left off.
We were talking about some of the changes. Video boards is something we didn't have back then.
That's right.
A lot of upgrades and a lot of things different. These Tiger teams look really good this season, and we're going to find out just how well they play tonight against Jenks. But before we get there, we've got to toss it to our quick trip, quick thoughts with head coach Shane Coffey. All right, Tigers, before we get things started, I'm here with Coach Shane Coffey. First thing I want to touch on is tonight is a big night. It's senior night, and you've got a lot of seniors on this roster, a lot of talented seniors. How special is it for them to go through this evening?
You know, it's just been an incredible run. I mean, this is my first four-year group of kids, and to watch the growth that they've had individually as players on the court, but most importantly off the court, it's been it's one of the most thrilling parts as a coach is to watch your kids just kind of evolve over time. And it's going to be a special night. I know a lot of their parents and family are going to be here. It's one of those things that they look forward to at the very beginning of the year. And we always talk about don't wish it away because it's going to go by really, really fast. And that's kind of the words we're getting from our kids. Where'd our season go, right now? And they're at that point, but we want to celebrate them. They've all had remarkable careers. This is just one last final time that we can celebrate before we make this playoff push.
You got a really good district opponent coming in as Jenks. And you were telling me just a few moments ago, it's kind of an up and down season for them. You don't really know who you're going to get tonight, right?
Right, exactly. I mean, we played them, I think it was right before Christmas break. And we were going through our preparation. We knew what they could do. They're a team full of shooters. They've got some bigs that can rebound. But one of the things that hurt us so much last time we played was their offensive rebounding. It was the only game this year where we've given up 21 offensive rebounds in a game. And they just wanted it a little bit more on that given night. And I told our kids in the past it was kind of a trap game because we were about to go play in the Tournament of Champions, and they were so excited. We just beat Edmond North before that. And so I was kind of worried about that. But hopefully tonight, with it being senior night, the kids are going to come out mentally ready just to come out with one last bang on a solid note.
We'll see if they can do that. Tip-off here just moments away, live on ArrowVision.
You know it's this, money swallowed like sis, they done perfected the kid, got a really new single, my hater, don't be better, pull out the road, I just spit, I know we got $1 million, the devil, that shit, and I chip it again, playlist, yeah, playlist, yeah, you know it's this, take a perk and talk it and see. Money swallowed like sis, they done perfected the kid. Got a really new single, my hater, don't be better, pull out the road, I just spit. I know we got $1 million, the devil, that shit, and I chip it again. Playlist, yeah.
The light's just about to be kicked off here inside the Tiger Fieldhouse. The intro video playing up on the video board as the Broken Arrow Lady Tigers are wrapping up their season here over these next couple of weeks. Tonight, Jenks, the district opponent in-house. Girls basketball team for the Trojans comes in 10-10 overall, 5-5 in district play. The Lady Tigers 18-2 overall, 10-0 in district play. Dylan Rivera here on play-by-play. Our color commentary tonight provided by Drew Watsky. And down on the floor, we've got Madison Dildine. Be a lot of fun tonight, Drew. I think this Jenks team, one thing that we know about them is we don't know anything about them because they have won exactly as many games as they have lost. I talked to Coach Coffey there in that quick trip, quick thoughts. I asked him, I said, do you know who you're getting this coming Friday? Because it could be a team that's had some really good wins or had some really close losses, or it could be one of those teams that gets blown out and has lost by 25 before.
Yeah, and if you're Broken Arrow tonight, you have to remain focused. You're facing a team that on paper you should be able to handle, but this is Jenks, just crosstown rival. We know that they could come in here on fire, and and give Broken Arrow all that they're asking for. So start out strong, keep the pedal to the metal, and Broken Arrow should be all right.
One thing that Coach Coffey always likes to talk about is the intensity that this team brings, and I know he's going to want them to come out from the get-go on a 100% intensity level. And getting started with the starting lineups, that's always a good way to bring the juice. Macy Marasini gets the start at point guard. She wears number 0. They're all seniors. I'm going to put that out there. Macy Marasini is a 5-foot guard, 5'5" actually. Peyton Dolan is 5'8". She wears number 22. Number 23 is Rakaya Bowen. She's a guard-forward combo. Wears number 23, like I said, she's 5'11". Number 25 is Mackenzie Mathurin, a 5'10" guard. And number 33 is Taryn Jacobs inside, a forward at 6'1". For Jenks, the starting lineups, Jaden Jones is number 2. Aubrey Odom wears number 15. Jada Sykes, number 20. Hazel Ifoma is number 21. And number 22 is Addie Daughter. Hazel Ifoma had 9 points and 9 offensive rebounds last time these two teams met. And Drew, you and I were almost stunned beyond belief that 9 offensive rebounds was a stat from one player.
Yeah, that's probably one of those games where you just keep missing your putback and getting your own rebound. So key to box her out tonight.
And she's not somebody that towers over the Lady Tigers. She's 5'11". Taryn Jacobs listed at 6'1". As they're standing there in the circle, they look just about even. So we'll see if they can slow her down on the boards tonight. Game underway. Broken Arrow and Jenks right here live on ArrowVision. We thank you for tuning in. Macy Marasini with the ball up top. Dolan feeds it inside to Jacobs. Back outside to Dolan. She'll try a 3. Rattles out. She was 4 of 5 against Edmond North the other night. Talked about it with Coach Coffey. Peyton Dolan is a 3-point shooter, and if you're going to give her those looks, she's going to knock them down. Ball goes out of play.
Good early look there by Dolan. You think if she gets a few more looks like that, they're going to start falling.
Of course, Peyton Dolan, the younger sister of Logan Dolan, who you and I both used to call the games for years ago, now an assistant on the boys' team. And it's just in the veins how they shoot that basketball in the Dolan family. Driving baseline, kicking back up top. Trojans looking for their first bucket of the game. That won't be it. It goes over the top of the backboard.
Yeah, and Taryn Jacobs able to crash down on defense down low, forced a pass outside.
Broadcast tonight brought to you by Shields. Thank them for all they do to make our live streams possible. Mackenzie Mathurin from outside. An early triple from the Michigan signee.
Yeah, and once again, give Jacobs credit for the screen there that got her open.
Ball fed inside, looking for Ifoma. Jacobs, hands all over it. Great job defensively inside. Mathurin to Bowen, overloading that wing. Bowen will try a 3. It's off target, and Marasini gets a hand on it, but it goes out of play. Let's go quickly to Madison Dildine now for our keys to the game. All right, Madison, thank you very much. Keys to the game tonight brought to you by Broken Arrow Public Schools Foundation. Inside, ball stripped away, but a foul. And it looks like it'll go against Mathurin. It may be against Jacobs. We'll see the officials call. It goes against Mathurin. Early free throw good for Jada Sykes.
And we've seen early Jenks wanting to attack the paint. Each one of their shots have been from inside the lane.
Rebound Bowen. Free throws tonight brought to you by First National Bank. See a zone defense to start for the Trojans. Mathurin trying to drive past the defender. Ball stripped away.
Yeah, and that's what the zone defense is going to give you, Dylan. If you have active hands, you're going to force good passes. Otherwise, you get turnovers.
Jenks will try a three-pointer. That one's way off. Rebound Ifoma. And the second chance bucket is good.
Yeah, we mentioned 9 offensive rebounds last game. That's her first one of the night, so always have to keep your eye on 21.
Mathurin splits defenders, kicks out to Marasini. Great pressure from the Trojans, making it difficult. Mathurin fires to the corner, swung over to Bowen, and a foul.
Yeah, interesting to see how Coach Coffey's going to attack this zone defense. It's probably going to open up some three-pointers, but like Madison said earlier, we don't want to just settle for threes on every possession.
Marasini to inbound, the official having quick conversation with the senior guard. Ball into Dolan. Pass out to the perimeter. Mathurin's pass is deflected, and another turnover for Broken Arrow. Jaden Jones kicks to the corner. Up top, it's Odom. Tries a little floater off the glass. It's good for two.
Yeah, pretty impressive. It was tightly guarded there by Bowen, but able to get it off the glass.
Ball finds Jacobs. Elbow jumper, no good. Offensive board, Bowen. And a jump ball underneath the basket. It'll be Jenks basketball. Last time out for BA, it was a 52-47 win over Edmond North. Very big victory for the Tigers. Trojans going to get an easy look inside. Ifoma right underneath the basket, 7-3. The Tigers got out to a 9-point deficit. The Huskies started out 9-0. And then the first lead for Broken Arrow wasn't until there was 6 minutes and 25 seconds left in the ball game. Shot way off for Bowen. Ifoma the board and fighting for it. It'll be another jump ball to be BA's basketball. Tigers held North to 16 points in the second half. That's really what helped them climb back. North went 10 minutes and 14 seconds between the third and fourth quarters without scoring a single point. Jaden Jones fires ahead. Ifoma is fouled. That's 2 early fouls on Mackenzie Mathurin.
Yeah, and it's, I think, 4 turnovers already for Broken Arrow as well. Just Jenks is eating up those passing lanes, and Broken Arrow's going to have to adjust.
So Hazel Ifoma to the free throw line. One thing that you don't like to hear if you are an opponent of Jenks is Ifoma is just a sophomore. Still plenty of basketball ahead of her. First free throw good.
Yeah, she's already made her presence felt here tonight. And it's going to be Jacobs, I think, who's going to have to be up to task to guarding her.
Kate Wigginton subs in for Mathurin. A foul called underneath as Bowen was fighting for the rebound. It'll go against Jada Sykes.
We'll see what Broken Arrow draws up here. When you're struggling against a zone, you want to try to get it inside somehow. You work from the inside out, so be looking down low to see if they try to get the ball inside.
Bowen kicks to Dolan, now in the corner with Wigginton. Firing it around the perimeter, trying to find a hole, and they do. It's Wigginton from the corner. It's short. Rebound Jenks, pressure on from the Tigers. Sykes. And that'll be a carry against Jenks. Good call as Aubrey Odom hesitated before she drove inside. It's a young team for these Jenks Trojans. Only one senior in the starting lineup. 3 sophomores, 1 freshman. And a freshman mistake from Aubrey Odom gives the ball to Broken Arrow. Janiyah McCrary out on the floor now for Broken Arrow. Averages about 2 points and 2 assists a game. Great job by Marasini coming to the ball. Floater won't go. Out of play, and it stays with BA.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a better look. Finally got some penetration there. Couldn't get the fall, but that's a better look from what you've been seeing the last couple possessions.
Bowen on the perimeter. Been through about 5 minutes of this first quarter, and Broken Arrow has only managed one basket. Backdoor cut, well read defensively. Wigginton on the floor, called for a travel.
Yeah, and it's another one of those where you're trying to get a backdoor cut, and I think it looked good for a split second, but then Jenks with the zone defense slides over and once again able to force a Tiger turnover.
Wigginton, known as a bulldog defensively. Nice job on the perimeter, forcing the early pickup, and another one there by Jacobs. And Ifoma, the turnover.
And it looks like Jenks now pressing a little bit.
Long pass from Marasini, connects with Bowen. Rakaya Bowen just went through the National Signing Day event this week here at the Event Center. Signed for New Mexico Junior College. Shot blocked by Ifoma.
Well, yeah, and you mentioned it, Dylan. It's all seniors in the starting lineup, and it is senior night tonight. So
Bowen with a tough fadeaway. That's one of those deep in your bag. You got to pull it out every now and then, and she does so there. And a successful bucket. And now Marasini the steal, and a wide open layup for two.
Transition points are your best friend, especially in games like these where you're kind of struggling to find anything in the half court.
And a layup right back at him. Addie Daughter inside. 10-7 ball game.
You can feel the pace of this game starting to pick up a little bit.
Another floater attempt from Marasini is off the mark. Ball skipped around. Jones to the corner, and a three-pointer is long. And it goes off Ifoma. It'll be Broken Arrow basketball.
You know, Dylan, even though these teams have already seen each other once this season, you kind of get the feeling that this first quarter has kind of been like a boxing match where these two teams are just trying to feel each other out, see what kind of looks they're giving them, and now you feel like both teams are starting to get into a little bit more of a rhythm.
Tigers going into a full-on press break. Soraya Matthew now out on the floor as well. Marasini stops, pops, it's short. Offensive board, Jacobs underneath, and she's fouled. She's going to the First National Bank free throw line.
Yeah, it was a really good look by Marasini in transition. Couldn't get it to go, but when you put the ball in the basket, sometimes good things happen, and Jacobs with the follow.
Taryn Jacobs is averaging 3.8 points per game, 4.2 rebounds, 1.6 assists, 1.3 steals, 1.6 blocks. And the reason I tell you all those numbers is because she is filling out the stat sheet. She's not somebody that's going to score a ton, but she does all those small things to help you win.
Yeah, and she's got one of the biggest roles tonight, both having to guard Ifema and also try to beat this zone defense. Your 5 position is really the most important position on the floor.
Pressure broken, long three, off the glass and off the mark. Marasini slowing it down, gets it off to Wigginton. Less than a minute to go. Feed inside Jacobs, right underneath the basket, but stripped. Now McCrary's there, and it's going Jenks' way. Fast and furious here to close out this first quarter. 10-8 ball game. Barnett subbed off and Odom back on.
We'll see how quickly Jenks works here, considering the clock. Maybe try to go for a 2-for-1.
Swung around, drive inside. Great job by Jacobs to contest. That ball went from underneath the basket all the way over. And so it goes Broken Arrow's way. I don't think I've seen one
That's
shot.
the old put the backspin on and try to get it the other way.
Went the exact opposite way that you're used to seeing. One of those you try in the game of horse. Ball on the floor. Both teams fighting for it. And a jump ball. It should be Jenks basketball here.
Yeah, and Jenks has just had such great hands down low so far. Broken Arrow's been able to make some good passes, but that's it's been tricky.
Good defense from Matthew, slowing the ball down. About 10 seconds remaining. Jones drives inside, weaving between defenders in the finish. 5 on the clock. Marasini's going to have to pull up quickly. Time running out. Floats one up, and it rattles out. So 12-8 is our score line after one quarter. The Lady Tigers trailing the Trojans here inside the Tiger Fieldhouse. That 14-game home winning streak looks in danger through 8 minutes. We'll see if it continues that way or if the Tigers can turn it around in quarter number 2. Keep it right here on ArrowVision.
While you are teaching someone special the nuances of keeping the wheel steady, we can provide you means for you to maintain financial equilibrium. First National Bank of Broken Arrow. First people put people first.
Around the clock, throughout eastern Oklahoma, we're devoted to improving the health of our communities, our home. We are your friends and neighbors. We are the people of St. Francis.
Hey, Broken Arrow fans! Score big with TTCU Federal Credit Union's School Pride Card. Each time you use your card, we donate to Broken Arrow Public Schools, adding to the $2.5 million we've given statewide. TTCU, where members are raving fans.
We've got a full and ruckus crowd here inside the Tiger Fieldhouse. The band going after it. So are the Tigettes. The Broken Arrow down by 4 right now on senior night. We'll see if they can turn things around in quarter number 2. Dylan Rivera here on play-by-play. Drew Watsky on color commentary. Madison Dildine is down on the floor. She was just listening into the huddle. Let's go down to her right now. Madison.
Coach said, hey, listen, they came ready to play. We cannot continue to just go through the motions. We have to execute. He said, we have to have the same mentality that we had on Tuesday night. Dylan.
All right, Madison, thank you very much. Last time out against Jenks, you might remember they got up 38-20, Broken Arrow did. And then in that fourth quarter, Jenks outscored Broken Arrow 15-6 to finish the game and made it at least an interesting scoreline. Final score was 44-35. Broken Arrow still won, but the score reflected a much different ball game. Bowen from outside. And that's how you start out on the right foot in the second quarter.
Yeah, it's the first long ball we've seen Broken Arrow knock down since the early minutes of this game, so maybe getting a little momentum going.
3-pointers brought to you by the Arrow Group. Jenks trying to figure out how to crack this defense. Kate Wigginton is called for a foul right along the baseline, and Wigginton is a handsy defender. Here's Bowen going for 3 and just drilled it.
Yeah, Dylan, you mentioned Jenks played a really good fourth quarter against Broken Arrow their first time out. Wondering if they figured something out in that fourth quarter that they employed early in this one, and now it's kind of Broken Arrow's turn to adjust.
Marasini, she'll try a triple. Won't go. Rebound Wigginton. Shot blocked by Ifoma.
It's just great hustle ball there by Wigginton. You could see Marasini was actually already headed back the other way, but Wigginton not giving up on the play, and you earn an extra possession.
It's Ifoma's second rejection so far tonight. And it'll go Jenks' way here. Haven't seen Mathurin back out there since she picked up that second foul. Sykes drives in and finishes on the left side of the basket.
Yeah, it's a pretty good take there by Sykes. Just blew right past her man.
14-11. Quick skip passes. Marasini, a good dribble move. Matthew underneath the bucket. Great feed from Marasini. Great finish from Matthew.
Oh, it was a great feed indeed, Dylan, and that was not a big window she had to squeak it through there, but right on the money.
Marasini averages over 3.5 assists a game. The number that always pops out to me is how many steals she gets a night. 3.2 steals a game. Ifoma got another offensive board, but missed on the second chance. Now Bowen with it.
Yeah, 3 steals a game is just, you just don't see that number too often.
Bowen fouled on her way to the basket, and she will go to the First National Bank free throw line.
And this is the first trip to the free throw line from Broken Arrow, or its second? They haven't been there often tonight.
First free throw is off to the right. Jacobs subs back in for Soraya Matthew. Bowen is the high scorer right now for Broken Arrow at 5 at the moment. Misfires on the second one, and a jump ball. It'll go Jenks' way. That first meeting with Jenks, mentioned Broken Arrow won at 44-35. Mathurin had 15 and 5 steals. Marasini had 13 and 6 steals. Obviously, they were able to create a lot of turnovers and get some easy baskets. And tonight, so far, that has not been the case.
No, and I think you actually saw in that last defensive possession, Broken Arrow kind of upped its aggressiveness there, trying to get a steal. So they might be trying to force some more turnovers here now.
Marasini's pass is a long one, and it's stolen. So is Ifoma's going the other way. Bowen drives into the lane. Layup right over the top of the defender. Great finish in transition.
Oh, and she gave you the little finger roll after that one. It was a really good finish.
Bowen's in a good zone tonight. She's got 7 now. Marasini gets her hands in, fires it back in play, and Wigginton ends up with it. Tigers quickly the other way. Marasini for 3. You bet! And the tides have shifted Broken Arrow's way. 18-14 ball game. Broken Arrow has fought back in quarter number 2.
Yeah, you can see just there's Jacobs with the steal, and then this is Bowen with the finish.
That finger roll.
It's turnovers leading to points still, and they hadn't forced too many turnovers in that first quarter there, but Madison said early on transition offense is a key, and the last few possessions they've been able to turn those turnovers into points.
If you've watched even 10 minutes of Broken Arrow girls basketball this season, you know they love to turn defense into offense. They want to turn over the team on the offensive end and then run down the other way and quickly score. And 18-15, actually 18-14 is our score with the Tigers in front now. We reset. And up top, it is Jaden Jones. Ball swung around. Definitely a pickup in intensity defensively from Broken Arrow here in quarter number 2. Pass misfired, and it's Broken Arrow's basketball.
Yeah, and Jenks just looks flustered on offense now. They've turned the ball over a few times. Now it looks like they're starting to press a little bit, and this is a real opportunity for Broken Arrow to jump on this momentum.
Remember, at the end of the first quarter, it was 12-8. Broken Arrow has outscored Jenks now 10-2 in this second quarter. Bowen to Jacobs, wide open lane. Beautiful to stop on the brakes, but she misfires on the shot. Great move, just couldn't buy the basket. Sykes from the free throw line. Off back iron, rebound Ifoma, foul by Bowen, and the and one for Jenks.
Yeah, Jacobs had the offensive had the great stop and shoot on the other end, but couldn't get it to fall. And now on the other end, Ifoma does get the lucky bounce, and now she's got a chance for a three-point play.
Missed on the free throw. McCrary is in the game, and she's got the ball. Marasini to McCrary. Bowen will try a three-pointer. Low arcer. Ball goes out of play off of Jenks. And now finally Mathurin subs back in after those 2 early fouls. We saw her get taken out of the ball game, and now checking in for Bowen.
Yeah, and looking for a spark with Mathurin coming back in this game.
Mathurin had 27 on Tuesday against Edmond North. And looking to get her first bucket since the opening bucket of the game. Pass outside to McCrary. Ball deflected. Goes right back to McCrary. Inside. She's in trouble. Trying to find a way out. Marasini's there. Steps into a mid-range jumper, and it's cash.
Boy, and that's just, you're fighting so hard for points against this zone defense, but Broken Arrow staying diligent.
And Sykes tries to force it into Ifoma. Jacobs is there for the steal. Mathurin in transition. Stops and fires. It's off the mark. Tigers with hands in defensively and a foul on Peyton Dolan. So Wigginton subs in for Peyton Dolan. Here's the replay of Marasini stepping into that mid-range jumper.
And you know, Dylan, the mid-range jumper seems like it's going away in the game, but I love it, and especially against a zone defense like this, and they're going to give you that soft spot. You just take advantage of it, knock it down.
One thing that I noticed in looking at some stats today is Macy Marasini's awfully close to shooting a 50-40-90 this year. McCrary the steal, the sidestep, blocked by Ifoma. Wigginton nearly turned it over. Jacobs fires across the court. Back inside Jacobs. Good move, left hand. You got it.
Man, how about the fake bounce pass and then shift over to your left hand move there by Jacobs? Can't do it better than that.
Student section affectionately shouting, "Where you going?" after a great move from Jacobs. Stolen by McCrary. Going the other way. Marasini is fouled on the way up for two. Let's watch that play again from Jacobs.
You've got Ifoma looking the completely other direction. That's as good of a ball fake as you'll ever see.
Marasini's first free throw won't go. I did mention just briefly there for a moment, Marasini close to shooting a 50-40-90. That's a marker that NBA players try to set for themselves to shoot. And it's not something that is easily done. There are only a couple of players every year in the NBA that get that done. And Marasini right now, 48% from the field, 44% from three, 84% from the free throw line.
Yeah, it's just so valuable to have a shooter like that on your team where you know you're going to get consistent shooting night in and night out from her.
Step back jumper from Jones. Hits glass first, and it's off target. McCrary fires the outlet pass. Mathurin spins on the catch and spins it off the window for two.
Yeah, and this is what you're more used to out of Broken Arrow, moving at this kind of speed and finishing at the rim in transition.
They've now outscored Jenks 17-4 in quarter number two. Great job by Bowen to front the post player, and it goes out of play.
And you'll see on this transition, here's McCrary with the pass, and then Mathurin with an excellent move and the finish.
Mathurin has 5 points. That was her first bucket since the opening three-pointer of the game. Has those 2 fouls, and she had to take a few minutes before she could come back out on the floor. Ifoma will try a corner three. That goes off the top of the backboard. They'll let it play on. Mathurin, long pass to Bowen. The layup won't go. Sykes tries to get around Wigginton. That's not an easy task. Tough shot. Rebound Matthew.
Yeah, and once again, you see Broken Arrow. Every time they're getting a rebound, they're pushing it up the floor and not giving Jenks a chance to settle into their defense.
Just about 30 seconds until halftime. Wigginton will try a three. She can't get it.
Yeah, couldn't get it to fall, but you can tell this Jenks defense starting to wear out a little bit there because Wigginton is wide open there in the corner.
Jones goes right through the contact. Ifoma, another offensive board, and the lucky bounce.
Well, Dylan, I think we were wondering how Ifoma got 9 offensive rebounds in the last game, but we've seen it here tonight, just how much of a ball seeker she is on the offensive side.
And she is physical down there in the lane as well. Bowen has a wide open chance for three. Can't buy it. Time will tick out. 25-18 the halftime score. Broken Arrow was able to outscore Jenks 17-6 in quarter number 2, and that's a scoreline maybe we were more used to seeing here with Broken Arrow.
Yeah, it was a completely different second quarter. Broken Arrow's offense was moving at a much faster pace, and it was complete domination in that second quarter.
We have Freezing for a Reason, a little highlight clip that we put together here in just a moment here at halftime. But I want to tell you first, our halftime show is brought to you by St. Francis. The Tigers now in front by 7. Keep it right here on ArrowVision for the second half. Boy, this water is freezing, but for all the right reasons. This is a Special Olympics fundraiser that Broken Arrow puts on every year, the Freezing for a Reason event out here at the Broken Arrow Golf and Athletic Club. Everybody took off, got to warmer places after walking through the water so quickly, but I caught up with a few that made the walk right before they left. I'm here with Christina Gold at Freezing for a Reason, and boy, are you freezing right now?
I am. It's very cold.
You just went through the pool, and it looked like, just based off of everybody's reactions, it's really cold in there.
It is very, very cold this year.
But
Yes.
You are doing it for a reason. That reason pretty substantial, right?
It is. It's to help support our team throughout the school year with all of the events and activities that we do. So it's definitely special.
And how awesome is it seeing so many people come out for this event?
This year was amazing. I honestly, with it being so cold, I was a little worried, but it's been amazing. And the community support, the school support has been phenomenal.
Always so much of a special day when people come out here and pack this place, walk through that cold water. How does it make you feel when you walk away from here having been a part of this?
It makes me feel like our community accepts us and that we belong here and that they are cheering us on and supporting us.
Well, I'm here with Ken Ellett, and of course you've been around the block with this a few times now. Is there a favorite part of this for you, something that you take away from this every year?
You know, Sean, he's the first one in the water this year, and he's been the first one for years. And this year, our new football coach and our athletic director walked him across the pool. And that, to me, is a really special deal. He gets such a thrill out of doing it. His mom's called me 4 or 5 times this week saying, are we going to do it? Are we going to do it? And so it was a great deal.
I'm here with Lance Arnold, the brand new chief of police here at Broken Arrow. Exciting time every time out with Freezing for a Reason, but this is your first one.
It is.
Did you feel the freezing when you were in there?
100%. I can confirm that it is absolutely freezing, right? Yeah. Even our staff members said they thought it was colder this year than it was last year.
It may have been.
Yeah.
Everybody's pretty surprised by how cold it was this year. But you're doing it for the right reasons, right? That's what it's all about. It's all about the Special Olympics, right?
It is. The Special Olympics and our local athletes in the Special Olympics. So that makes it even more special, right? We have big regional events. The police department always participates in that kind of stuff. But this is for our local athletes, and so it's fantastic.
How awesome was it to come out here, see everybody packed up, see some of your guys with Broken Arrow Police come out here and walk through that water for the Special Olympics team?
Well, what I've learned and real quickly in my 3 weeks here is this is what Broken Arrow's about, right? It's about the community and the engagement and being involved and supporting the schools, supporting the community at large, supporting our special athletes. This is what BA's about, so it's been awesome.
Well, I hope you feel welcome, especially after walking through that.
Yes.
That's a little bit of a rude welcome,
No doubt,
isn't it?
no doubt.
But we hope you enjoyed it, and of course, we're always freezing for a reason out here, aren't we?
We are.
Introducing QT Pay, the easiest way to transform every trip, every treat, and every gallon into instant savings every time you pay. All within the QT app. QT Pay. It just makes sense.
Hey, Broken Arrow fans! Score big with TTCU Federal Credit Union's School Pride Card. Each time you use your card, we donate to Broken Arrow Public Schools, adding to the $2.5 million we've given statewide. TTCU, where members are raving fans.
Around the clock, throughout eastern Oklahoma, we're devoted to improving the health of our communities, our home. We are your friends and neighbors. We are the people of St. Francis.
Shields is now open at the Woodland Hills Mall in Tulsa, and we can't thank you enough for the warm welcome. Whether you love the great outdoors, sports, or fashion, Shields has something for everyone. Our passionate and knowledgeable Shields experts are excited to welcome you to explore thousands of brands and premium products. From our golf simulator, service shop, archery lanes, and more, we're ready to get you fitted with the best gear for you. We can't wait to see you at Shields.
Dildine joined alongside head coach Shane Coffey. Coach, you trailed most of that first half, but then you gained some momentum towards the end. How do you want to capitalize on that?
Well, I was concerned going into this game. Emotional win on Tuesday night on the road. It put us in a runner's seat or front seat here in the district play. I didn't feel like we came out with a lot of just juice, to start the game. And I knew that was a problem. We didn't practice very well yesterday, and it's senior night. It's an emotional night and all that. But our kids bounced back. They gritted back each possession on both sides of the ball, and that's what we got to continue to do.
Thanks, Coach.
All right. Coach Coffey now content, at least at halftime. I'm sure he was a little unhappy after quarter number one, but he's right. I mean, it's been an emotional roller coaster of a week. That win over Edmond North was massive. We talked about it early on in this one, but Edmond North was right behind Broken Arrow in the standings for the district supremacy, but then on top of that, Broken Arrow's win over Edmond North earlier this season was only by 3 points. So district points matter as well. All that goes into it. Broken Arrow comes up with a big road victory. You come back, you're excited, you're fired up. You got senior night the next time out, and it's against a 500 Jenks team. You might come in thinking, we got it. Not the case in the first quarter.
Yeah, it's something that we thought might be the case when we were going through starting lineups is you got to be laser focused on a night like this, especially coming off of a win like you did on Tuesday. And Jenks threw a different look at them. That zone defense was really giving them fits early on, but like Coach Coffey said, they made the adjustments there in the second quarter. And Dylan, I think what was even more impressive was on the defensive side of things. They really locked down in that second quarter. Jenks didn't have an open look for the entire second 8 minutes, and the amount of turnovers that they were able to force also kind of kick-started that offense.
Absolutely. We mentioned that Broken Arrow outscored Jenks there in that second quarter. It was 12-8 after the first quarter. Jenks was up. Then Broken Arrow took over, and 25-18, now your halftime score. Our halftime show brought to you by St. Francis. Of course, our broadcast sponsor is Shields. And if you've not been out to Shields yet, Drew, it's another world out there.
I got to get out to Shields.
You've got to try it. It's a whole different place.
They have a Ferris wheel, I'm hearing.
They do have a Ferris wheel, in fact. It's right in the middle of the store. It's like Bass Pro meets a furniture store, meets a clothing store, meets an arcade, meets a gun range, and anything else you can think of. But we thank Shields for all that they do in making our broadcasts possible. Tonight's game is a district contest between the top team in District 4, Broken Arrow, and the number 4 team in District 4 in Jenks. And Jenks came in 10-10, 5-5 in district. It's literally as middle of the road as you can get. And they've had some games where you thought maybe they're a tough team. Maybe they're a team that can really make some noise. You know, they took Union to overtime. That's a team that's beaten Broken Arrow before. Broken Arrow had trouble the one time that they beat Union here on this floor. They nearly beat 12-9 Owasso, but also have losses to Sand Springs, Bartlesville, and only managed 28 points versus Sapulpa. So you really didn't know if this was going to be a Jenks team that comes out and punches you in the mouth and really gives you some problems, or if this is a Jenks team that's going to lay down and make it easy.
Yeah, and you mentioned it early, Dylan, is that this is such a young team as well. There's not many minutes on the floor for the Trojans, and so when you have a young team, you learn every single week how to get better, and so usually those kind of teams are playing their best basketball at the end of the season where we're at now, and so it's no surprise to see this team has gained some chemistry. They're playing some good basketball, and they're going to be a force for years to come, I think.
And an indication of that is that they have won 3 of their last 4 ball games. And speaking of threes, Mathurin tries one and can't get it to go. An offensive, well, I guess it was really more of a tied-up ball game, or tied-up ball and a jump ball. Goes Jenks' way.
Yeah, and Jacobs and Efima have just been battling it out down low all night long in that first half, and look for that to continue.
Jones drives inside, can't find it on the lefty layup. Mathurin to Marasini. Great move and a great drive down the baseline. Nearly got the reverse layup, stole it away, and Marasini would not be denied.
Yeah, it was a great hesitation move here on the baseline. Couldn't get it to go, but not giving up on the play, able to get a steal and put back bucket.
Jenks will try a long three-pointer. Sykes is off the mark. Great defense inside from Jacobs. Efoma got the offensive board, but Jacobs was up to the task. Mathurin thought about the 3. Drives in, tried to kick it over to Dolan. Pass hits the side of the backboard. Poked away by Mathurin. Feed inside from Dolan, and an easy 2 for Mathurin.
Yeah, and Mathurin so sneaky there, just able to poke that one away. I think the Jenks defender, I thought she was already going down court, and it's 2 points comes out of it.
29-18 now. Efoma inside. Jacobs there defensively. Ball's loose. Kick back up top. Feels like the Trojans are a little discombobulated right now.
Yeah, and the big thing with Jenks right now is they cannot shoot from the outside, so anything they're going to have to get is going to be down low like that.
Efoma right underneath the bucket. Got another 2, and she's up to 11 points now. Bowen, she'll try a long three-pointer, and it goes long. It'll be Jenks basketball. Coach Coffey disagrees.
It's always one of the hardest calls when you're right next to the coach. And he's like, I had a great look at it.
29-20. Jones across the timeline. Ball poked by Mathurin, and a great job defensively by the Tigers to just get that little hitch in there and make Jones trip up over the ball.
Yeah, and really Jenks' offense outside of Efoma has not been able to do anything. They're very one-dimensional right now, and it makes it really easy to play on defense because, you know, if we take out this one variable, then we're going to force any other player on the floor to beat us.
It's evident in the fact that Efoma has 11 of Jenks' 20 points. The rest of the Trojans struggling to find much in terms of offense. Mathurin drives in and called for a travel. It's not been her game tonight. 7 points still on the board, though.
Yeah, and even when she's not getting on the scoreboard, she just makes such a difference being on the floor. We saw when she got 2 fouls early and had to be taken off, it just felt like the offense had kind of been stunted. But since she's come back out on the floor, just her presence makes a really big impact.
Sykes up top. Driving in, left-hand layup, can't find the rim, but Ifoma's there, and she can find the bucket. Mathern on the perimeter. Fired across court to Marasini. Bowen drives, kicks to Jacobs, underneath the basket. A great scoop shot from Taryn Jacobs.
Oh, and it was really started by a great drive there, but also Jacobs with the finish.
Feed inside, Sykes. Mathurin's all over it. Gets the rejection. Mathurin settles into a mid-range jumper. A long 2 is good.
Oh, and you can just feel this Tiger offense really starting to heat up now. This is when avenues start opening up, the jump starts start falling, and it's going to be tough to stop them now.
Jacobs, another job defensively. Good job defensively. Ball poked away. Now the Tigers in transition. Fed off to Bowen. Right-hand layup blocked. And it'll stay with Broken Arrow. Wigginton subs in for Broken Arrow. And Ellie Barnett is in for Jenks. Second and third quarter is really where Broken Arrow has the meat of their ball game. If you break it down by quarter, Mathurin misfired on the 3. If you break it down by quarter, Broken Arrow scores 13.6 in the first, 17.6 in the second, 17 points in the third, and 11.2 in the fourth. So the second and third is usually where they're able to make their money. And then that fourth quarter, I think a lot of times Broken Arrow is resting their starters, so that number drops off a little bit. But the second and third, just like tonight, is where Broken Arrow starts to separate.
Yeah, and, sometimes you just take that first quarter, like we said, to just kind of see what the defense is going to give you and adjust. And Coach Coffey's just does such a great job of drawing up plays to address whatever the defense is trying to stop, and tonight has been another showcase of that.
Free throw good for Jaden Jones. Free throws brought to you by First National Bank. And the second free throw drops in as well. 33-24. Mathurin has 9, Bowen has 7, and Marasini has 10. When those three all have double digits, Broken Arrow is averaging wins by 36 points. It'll be a foul against Jaden Jones. I think it was on the screen that Jacobs was setting up top.
Yeah, I think you're right, Dylan. Trying to fight over that screen, just a little too much contact. And they're going to get Jones for a wraparound on Mathurin.
So Jones now has 4 fouls. And she will be subbed out for Jada Sykes. Mathurin down low. Few dribbles in the lane. Fakes one way, goes the other way, and finishes off the glass.
Oh, and she had 3 defenders around her there and just so skilled, able to still manage to get some open space.
Jenks looking for an answer. Ball inside. Blocked by Bowen, but a foul called. And it goes against Wigginton.
You can see Mathurin here. It's like 3 fakes, Dylan. It's a fake left, fake right. Now I'm back left.
Well done. Great footwork. That's what that comes down to, is using those sharp cuts with your feet to draw the defender, and then using that pump fake to get him up in the air. Second free throw good for Danica West. First time calling her name tonight. Wigginton feeds it around the floor. It's now with Maracini for three.
Boy, and now Maracini is starting to catch fire as well. And this is, you've got all the Tiger options now are feeling it. And you've got 3 or 4 potential scorers on the floor. That becomes really hard to defend.
Mathurin back to Maracini. Back and forth they go. Cross-court pass, Wigginton steps into a midi. It's off target, rebound Bowen. Fires one up and she's fouled.
You can see Marcini here. Just beautiful catch and shoot. And like you said, Dylan, about a 40% three-point shooter. And when you give her that much space, that's knocked down.
She is 44% from outside, 13 points on the night, and a timeout for Jenks. And we'll take one as well. Come right back here on ArrowVision for the third quarter.
Shields is now open at the Woodland Hills Mall in Tulsa, and we can't thank you enough for the warm welcome. Whether you love the great outdoors, sports, or fashion, Shields has something for everyone. Our passionate and knowledgeable Shields experts are excited to welcome you to explore thousands of brands and premium products. From our golf simulator, service shop, archery lanes, and more, we're ready to get you fitted with the best gear for you. We can't wait to see you at Shields.
It's an important score. Everyone is anxious to know. That's why our TTCU app can help you improve your credit score. TTCU Federal Credit Union. Life is better in balance.
Back here on ArrowVision, 38-26 scoreline. Broken Arrow in front by 12. 2 minutes 14 to go in quarter number 3. Dylan Rivera here on play-by-play. Drew Watsky on color commentary. Madison Dildine, our on-court reporter. Broken Arrow has been able to reprimand a slow start. It was a 12-8 scoreline after 1, and now up by 12. Able to climb back, and I mentioned it, the second and the third quarters is where they make their money, and they're doing that again here tonight.
Yeah, and, you know, Dylan, you think back to the first quarter, Broken Arrow had 3 points for probably the first 5 minutes of the game. It really was a slow start for them, but they have really put the throttle down here in the last couple quarters.
Jenks now trying to find some response.
I don't think Jenks has made a 3-point shot tonight, and that is I thought I might have announcer jinxed it there. I paused.
That was almost the commentator's curse. Ball out of play, stays with Broken Arrow. Broken Arrow now just one of 3 teams to be undefeated in their district in 6A. Bixby and PC North, the other 2. And PC North got through Norman the other night. And, boy, that was maybe just as big of a game as the Broken Arrow Edmond North game. How about Jacobs from outside? She'll try a 3. It's off the mark. Don't see her shoot from outside very often.
It was a pretty good stroke there, though, Dylan. I thought it was going in, so I wouldn't be too upset about her taking more.
A travel called against Jenks, as it looked like Barnett was trying to fire a long pass and was loading up for it. And another turnover for the Trojans gives it right back to Broken Arrow.
Yeah, and Broken Arrow continuing to up the pressure and keep the pedal down. We mentioned last time these two teams faced off, Jenks actually outscored Broken Arrow by, I believe, 9 points in the fourth quarter. And so a message tonight is going to be finish, finish, finish.
Pass stolen away as it was trying to find Bowen inside, going the other way. Now Jenks trying to find something. Offensive board, Ifoma. And the second chance points, of course, from Ifoma are good.
It's now 15 on the night for Ifoma.
Mathurin drives in and a foul on Ifoma. Less than 40 seconds left here in this third quarter. Mathurin has 11 points and can't buy the first free throw.
Number 15, Aubrey Owen checking in for the Trojans.
Second free throw no good as well. Bowen's there for the offensive board, and another foul inside goes against Danica West.
And Broken Arrow really starting to pick things up on the boards. They hadn't been spectacular on the rebounds in the first half, but this third quarter they really have started to impose their will down low against the Trojans.
Tigers are struggling from the free throw line. Has not been their night from the charity stripe. Bowen does get the second free throw to go. She's up to 9 now. Sykes tries to fire a pass off, and it seems like it's flying all over the place. Ifoma slows it down. Still some errant passes. Jenks feels like they are really having a hard time with this Tiger defense. Ifoma right underneath the basket is able to find 2 more. 10-point deficit for the Trojans. The Tigers in front. Mathurin drives in, sidesteps Ifoma, and flicks one up for 2.
Oh, and she's had a great third quarter, Dylan.
Sykes has to try a long ball before the buzzer. 42-30 the score after 3 quarters. Broken Arrow has fought hard in the middle of this game to get to a 12-point advantage.
Introducing QT Pay, the easiest way to transform every trip and every gallon into instant savings every time you pay. QT Pay. It just makes sense.
Tulsa Bone and Joint, Northeast Oklahoma's sports medicine experts. We are pleased to help you and the athletes in your life with a number of surgical and non-surgical options. Tulsa Bone and Joint is proud to serve as team orthopedist for local high schools such as Broken Arrow, Owasso, Sapulpa, Cascia Hall, and Bishop Kelly. Tulsa Bone and Joint, moving life forward.
3 quarters down, 1 more to go. Broken Arrow up by 12. Taking on district foe Jenks tonight on senior night. Tigers have had a lot of success when Rakaya Bowen, Mackenzie Mathurin, and Macy Maracini score in the double digits. And right now, Maracini and Mathurin both are in double digits. Bowen at 9. But when they're able to get all 3 in double digits, they average 72 points a game, allow 36 points a game. That's a 36-point differential. Broken Arrow 9-0 in those games.
Yeah, and we've seen just the difference they've made here tonight when you see them starting to heat up. Just the whole offense starts to smooth out. It was a bit rough there in the first quarter, but as soon as they start to catch fire, it's been all gas since.
Mathurin quickly pulls up from the mid-range. Offensive board, McCrary. It's skipped around to Mathurin. A great feed from Jacobs to get it there.
Yeah, it was. And Mathurin just recognizing that the Jenks defense had all collapsed on the inside and took advantage of a cutting lane.
Sykes tries another 3, and like you said, Jenks has struggled from outside tonight.
Yeah, just not been able to knock down the deep ball. And once again, that's just made this Jenks offense very one-dimensional.
Mathurin tries a deep ball. Goes off back iron. Ifoma was fighting for the board. Lost control of it, but it stays in play, and Jenks in command. Sykes' short jumper's off the mark. Offensive board gets a second opportunity, and she gets that one to go.
And it feels like Broken Arrow just hasn't quite been able to put Jenks away. I mean, they've got a double-digit lead, and you got to feel comfortable. But you'd like to see here in the next few minutes just maybe one more run to really stamp this one home.
Dolan outside. Mentioned in the early going, she was 4 of 5 from deep against Edmond North. And scoreless so far tonight. McCrary drives in. A beautiful feed from McCrary to Jacobs. I don't even know how she got it there.
I don't either. I mean, there was almost no room in between those 2 defenders, and somehow able to squeak it through.
Danica West feeds it over to Sykes. Inside Ifoma, rolls off the rim, and an offensive board for Ifoma draws another foul. And here's that feed from McCrary. crosses into the lane, and I don't know how she even saw that.
I mean, it was Jacobs was by herself down low, but those two defenders were crashing inside, and she just threaded the needle.
McCrary, one of those exciting underclassmen that after this class moves on and we talk about next season's Tigers, McCrary is one to watch. She is one that is not only exciting BA fans and the coaching staff, but she started to get some traction from outlets and media outlets, and they know that McCrary is coming up, and she's going to make an impact for BA.
Yeah, and she plays with so much toughness too, Dylan. That's really what you're looking for in a young player, a bit unpolished. That'll come with time, but she's going to go out there and give 100% every time.
This is McCrary outside. Tigers running sort of a double big lineup with both Jacobs and Matthew out there. Dolan's in the corner, thought about a three. Kick back out. Mathurin will try the three. It's off target. Now Mathurin in the lane. Lefty layup. Gets around Ifoma. Swerves and bends that corner and finds two.
Oh, and that's the benefit with playing a little bit of a bigger lineup. You get some offensive rebounds, and you're really attacking what Jenks does best, which is their 4-5 positions. So
foul on Dolan. I don't think she was intending to come in and really challenge that shot, but just got caught in the wrong place at the wrong time. And a three-point play now for Aubrey Odom.
Yeah, and Jenks definitely struggled to shoot the ball tonight, but they've been able to get to the free throw line a lot, and as opposed to Broken Arrow, they've shot the free throw well tonight, and that's really been, I think, one of the keys that's even kept it this close so far.
Can't get that free throw to go. Ball's loose on the floor. Jenks comes away with it. Great effort by Odom. And a great shot block from Taryn Jacobs.
Yeah, it was great defense, especially because Odom just has done such a great job tonight, but Jacobs with the block.
Tigers staying patient offensively. Inside to Jacobs. Ifoma contests offensive board. Mathurin spills out to Dolan. And Marasini slows it down. Bowen inside, another fadeaway. Can't buy it. And there she is again, Marasini, the thief. Loves to pick off those outlet passes. And they stop. I believe they'll call a foul on Odom. And so Marasini goes to the free throw line, all smiles.
Yeah, she was taking on a double team there after the steal. And, Dylan, sometimes if you go up, you get rewarded with a foul, and that's what happened there.
Marasini at the First National Bank free throw line. Gets the first free throw to go. Has a super fan in the student section holding up a sign right behind the hoop. And I can't imagine that's not distracting.
No, it's not. And if this was a one-point game, then you're probably like, put it down. But
I think if I was at the free throw line and somebody was holding up a poster of my face with a balloon attached to it, I'd probably be looking at that when I shot. I'm also easily distractible. Long three-pointer for Jenks is good.
It's the first long ball that the Trojans have had tonight, and it comes with 4 minutes to go in the game.
50-37. Dolan tries to answer back. Can't get it to go. It's in and out. Bowen the offensive board. The fadeaway good for two.
And the Tigers have just garnered so many offensive rebounds here in the second half, and that has been a huge difference in them being able to pull away in this one.
Another three-point attempt, this one from Jones. It's off the mark, and who else is there but Ifoma? Ifoma up to 19 points. Last time out against Broken Arrow, she only had 9. She did dominate the glass, and she's doing so again here tonight, but she is putting up a lot more in the scoring department. Marasini will try a three. That one won't go. Bowen gets her hands in defensively, and a foul now against Marasini. Quick timeout called by Broken Arrow. Coach Shane Coffey wants just a 30-second one, so we'll keep it here. Tigers, we mentioned earlier on, just snuck it in there. Broken Arrow's on a 14-game home winning streak, 6-0 at home this season. They have looked really impressive, and they look like a team that come mid-March could be in that state title race.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, with a win here, improved to 19-2 on the season, and they're definitely at the top of the class. And all you have to do is get in the playoffs, and then if you're playing your best basketball when you head into the playoffs, then anything can happen. And definitely been impressed, especially tonight when you have a game where things didn't start out the way that you wanted to. The way that they fought back and adjusted, I think, is a really good sign, because you're not always going to have your best basketball, but you have to find ways to win.
Tigers up by 13 right now. It'll be Jenks Trojans basketball. Broken Arrow is 5-1 against Jenks under head coach Shane Coffey. And in every single one of those 6 outings, Jenks has been kept under 50 points. And it looks like it'll be that same story here tonight unless we see a furious rally late. Bowen's backing up and trying to find a way out of this pressure, and she does. Feeds it off to Mathurin. Reverse layup. And Bowen was going to find her way across the timeline no matter what, and Mathurin was going to finish it no matter what.
Boy, what a great find, especially after the work that she had to do to get it to the other side of half court. We're going to look at the replay here. You can see, how about that? It was almost a no-looker because she threw it not to where Mathurin was, but to where she was going to be.
It was a very casual feed. Had the ball in her right hand, just kind of skipped past it over there. And Mathurin, of course, reverse layup is not an easy finish, especially when you've got a defender down there as well.
Yeah, and she's been phenomenal down low tonight. And I've just been so impressed that she always seems to be on the right place of the court. Just great basketball IQ and great court awareness, just knowing where she needs to be, where her teammates need her to be. It's a super valuable trait to have.
Helped get the lead up to 15 now. Mathurin has 19 points here with just 2 minutes and 41 seconds remaining. And again, you want to stick around in between the girls and boys game. We'll have the live broadcast of senior night and the festivities that go on here. It's always such a special night, and I think tonight is going to be really special because, I mean, we've got 2 teams that are at the top of 6A boys and 6A girls basketball, and both teams have so many seniors that are leading the way.
So many seniors, Dylan. I mean, both of these teams are just so experienced, and there's a lot of great players to honor here tonight, and especially with the seasons that they're having, they deserve every bit of ovation that they're going to get. And like you said, Dylan, I think this Broken Arrow crowd is going to let them hear it.
Madison Dildine was listening in to Coach Coffey during that timeout. Madison, what did Coach have to say?
Very short and sweet. He said, hey, we got to continue to close out, have long and high hands, and we cannot allow any more threes, guys.
All right, so he's trying to make sure that the 3 ball does not bring Jenks back into this ball game. The Trojans haven't really been able to buy a ton of them tonight, but in this 4th quarter, they've been able to find the mark on 1 or 2.
No, and with this much time left, down 15, the 3 ball is really the only thing that can get you back in the game at this point. So you guard the perimeter well, you're going to be okay.
Also got to take care of the basketball. Turnovers is another easy way to give Jenks easy points. If Broken Arrow can maintain long possessions and successful possessions, they'll be in the driver's seat. And it'll be a jump ball as Mathurin goes down to the floor with Ellie Barnett. And it goes the Trojans' way.
You know, Dylan, I've done some games in Arkansas this year, and Arkansas has implemented a shot clock in high school basketball.
I think it's something that Oklahoma should do. We saw in the Sand Springs game against Broken Arrow, Sand Springs just cooked the clock in the 3rd quarter. It was a 3-2 score after that quarter. There was only 3 points and 2 points scored for the respective teams. 5 points total in 1 quarter.
Yeah, I mean, when you don't have a shot clock, you can essentially hold on to the ball as long as you can, as long as you're not turning it over. And in Arkansas, it's a 35-second shot clock, throwing it back to the old college basketball days.
Bowen with the layup, and they stop the clock briefly as something's on the floor. Looks like a Little kid lost a toy ball.
Oh, that was mine. No.
I told you to put that away, Drew. Minute and a half to go. Tigers in front by 17, and it feels like they will coast to yet another district victory. It'll be 11-0 in district play for Broken Arrow, and Kate Wigginton might have just sealed it with a great strip.
Yeah, and I think you got to give Jenks credit. You know, they came out ready to play tonight. They showed a lot of fight, but, you know, Broken Arrow, end of the day, just clearly the better team, Dylan. And they're going to basically mark this one up as business as usual.
Bowen fouled on the elbow jumper, and she will go to the First National Bank free throw line. Drew, make sure you're thinking of a player of the game, because in the postgame show that's brought to us by Tulsa Bone & Joint, we have to name a Big Biscuit player of the game.
A Big Biscuit player of the game.
So make sure you're thinking on that one.
Okay.
We'll name it here in just a few moments as this one wraps up. The substitutes made, and out onto the floor now is Amari Hamer, number 24. Hamer, one of the seniors here for Broken Arrow, and one that doesn't usually see the floor a whole lot, but able to get out there and get some minutes here on senior night. Jaylee Atchison also subbed out there, and you can see the seniors that have been subbed off the floor giving hugs to all their teammates and coaches. It'll be a special night for not only these players and these coaches, for families, and of course even the Tiger fans, the faithful that have been able to watch this class grow up together. This is Coach Coffey's first senior class, the first one that he's been with all 4 years, and I know that's really something special to him.
You know, anytime you can watch a player go from freshman, wide-eyed, just looking to get some time on the court, to senior leader who's out on the court every single night, that's got to be special.
So Jenks, with the loss here tonight, will fall to 10-11 at an overall record and 5-6 in district play. I'm sure the Tigers going to see if they can get a bucket for Hamer. She'll try a three. Nearly got it. The whole bench stood up. They were ready.
Boy, it looked good from here, Dylan, but just a hair short.
30 seconds remaining. Jenks just going to wear the clock down, see if they can find something here. Make the scoreline a little prettier. Three ball up, no good. Atchison the rebound. McCrary pushing it. Ball in Hamer's hands. Fed to Atchison. Layup, no good. Rebound, Matthew. Shot won't go. And the rebound, Jenks, go the other way, and we'll close things out there. A three-point attempt right before the buzzer, no good. 56-39. Broken Arrow picks up a big 17-point win here at home. That home winning streak extended to 15 games. 7-0 at home this season, and just another great outing for Broken Arrow.
Yeah, it was second and third quarters where they were able to create some distance, and I think it was really the Broken Arrow defense that might get overshadowed tonight, but they really locked things down in the middle of this game. Jenks couldn't buy a bucket, and Broken Arrow with a signature win on senior night.
It was 8-12 after the first quarter. A slow start for Broken Arrow. They were down by 4. Then they were able to capitalize there in that second and third, as you mentioned. After the third quarter, the score was 42-30, and then Broken Arrow able to extend by another 5 points there in the fourth and make it 56-39. Tigers moved to 19-2 overall, 11-0 in District 4. The next time they will tip things off will be against Sand Springs on Tuesday. But before we get there, we go down to Madison Dildine with Coach Coffey.
Coach, what are your overall thoughts on tonight's performance?
You know, I thought we were sluggish in a lot of areas. I felt like free throw shooting. I mean, we're a really good free throw shooting team, and we missed a ton of free throws tonight. But overall, our kids just found a way, and I think that's what senior-laden teams do. They just find a way to win, and that's something that we will always treasure with this group for sure.
We're about to celebrate them for senior night, and this is the first group that you've had since they were freshmen. What do they mean to this program and to yourself?
You know, it's bittersweet knowing that they've done so much here, and just to watch them evolve as players has been phenomenal. Them buying into what we really want to do here, I think, is just helps set a precedence for our program for future years. It's so great to watch young women grow, and excel, and to see 6 of these girls going to go play at the next level and pursue dreams that they've always had. I think it's just phenomenal, and I love this group. I always will. It's a bittersweet moment.
Thanks, Coach.
All right. Thank you, Madison, and thank you, Coach Coffey. Senior night festivities just around the corner as they set things up. We'll step aside very quickly for a commercial break and come right back with those festivities.
Introducing QT Pay, the easiest way to transform every trip, every treat, and every gallon into instant savings every time you pay. All within the QT app. QT Pay. It just makes sense.
Racing towards the end of the month? Ask about our early pay options. TTCU Federal Credit Union. Life is better in balance.
There is nothing like teaching about the rewards in life, like catching that first big fish. Now they can learn about other rewards by opening up my first savings account just for them. First National Bank of Broken Arrow. First people put people first. If you and your family have been waiting for the perfect time to jump into your dream home, it's here. We make buying a new home as easy as it is exciting with quick credit approvals and great rates. First National Bank of Broken Arrow. First people put people first.
Really quickly, we want to wrap up the girls' basketball game. Dylan Rivera, play-by-play, and on-color commentary, Drew Watsky. Got to name a Big Biscuit player of the game here in our Tulsa Bone and Joint post-game show. Drew, who's your pick?
Yeah, I think Rakaya Bowen is my pick. It could be any of the usual suspects between Maricini, her, and Mathurin, but I think Bowen added some valuable minutes when Mathurin went out with foul trouble. I'm going to give it to her tonight.
And let's go down now to Sean, our PA announcer, as he takes over. Sean Morgan. He'll take over for the halftime or the in-between game festivities here on senior night.
Of Jeremy Jackson and Angie Ezell. She's been attending Broken Arrow K through 12 and managing basketball for the past 3 years. Her favorite sports memory is going to state sophomore year. McKinley plans to pursue a degree in nursing while maintaining her current appointment with QT Corporation. She is truly grateful to the basketball coaches for giving her the opportunity to manage the team, allowing her to contribute behind the scenes and gain invaluable experience. Their guidance and trust have meant so much to her, and she always wants to thank her parents for their unwavering support, encouragement, and belief in her. The past 6 years with this group of girls have been incredible. BA till I die. Our next basketball senior is Ryan Perdue, the son of Mark Perdue and Amy Perdue. He's been attending Broken Arrow K through 12 and played 10 years of basketball and managing basketball for the past year. His favorite sports memory is the team's trip to San Diego and plans to study data analytics at the University of Tulsa. He would like to thank his parents, his brother, and Coach Witt and the whole BA coaching staff for their support. Our next basketball senior is Devon Wallace, son of Ashley Rouse and Bo Wallace. He is accompanied by his parents and his sister Jasmine and Jayla. He's been attending Broken Arrow K through 12 and playing basketball for the past 12 years. His favorite sports memory are all the trips with his teammates over the years. He plans to play college basketball and major in business management or computer science. He would like to thank God, his family, and all of his friends, coaches, and teachers. Our next basketball senior is Macy Marasini, the daughter of Jennifer and Jason Marasini. She's accompanied by her parents and her sister, Presley Marasini, her grandparents, Ed and Donna Marasini, and her grandmother. She's been attending Broken Arrow K through 12 and playing basketball for 11 years. Her favorite sports memory is winning the area championship game her sophomore year versus Booker T. Washington to head to state. The atmosphere and feeling was electric. Her plans after graduation are to attend and play basketball at Missouri Science and Technology. She plans to major in psychology and hope to further her career into the FBI and become a special agent. She would like to thank her family, friends, coaches, and trainers for pushing her to be her best every day and supporting her throughout her whole life. She wouldn't be where she is today without all of you. Thank you. Our next senior is Anton Wallace, the son of Sarah and Chris Wallace. He's accompanied on the court by his parents and brothers and sisters. He's been attending Broken Arrow since 8th grade and playing basketball for 12 years. His favorite sports memory was going to Florida his sophomore year, and he plans to going to TCC to study zoology. He would like to thank his parents and God for their support. Our next senior is Kate Wigginton, the daughter of Keith and Sarah Wigginton. She's accompanied by her parents on the court tonight and has been attending Broken Arrow for 1 season. She's been playing basketball for 13 years, and her favorite sports memory was winning a game at the state tournament. Plans after graduation include playing basketball at Oklahoma Baptist University and becoming a veterinarian. She would like to thank her parents, grandparents, Coach Briggs, and Coach Coffey for their support. Our next senior is J.D. Talley, the son of Vanessa and J.L. Talley. He's accompanied on the court by his mom, Vanessa, dad, J.L., his grandmother, Dahlia, grandpa, Freddie, older sister, Jayla, and younger brother, Jovan. Number of years attending Broken Arrow has been K through 12, and he's been playing basketball for 12 years. His favorite sports memory during junior year when he beat Choctaw to go to state after losing to them twice in the same season. He plans to attend college in Oklahoma and major in aerospace engineering. He would like to thank all of his family members for keeping him humble while also supporting him in every chapter of his life. He'd also like to thank all the coaches that he's had throughout his basketball career, including his father. They have taught him so much on the court and off the court. Our next senior is Peyton Dolan, the daughter of Jenny and Sean Dolan. She's accompanied on the court by her parents, as well as her brothers Logan Dolan, Brady Dolan, Reagan Dolan, Jordan, and Harper Dolan. She's been attending Broken Arrow K through 12 and playing basketball for 11 years. Her favorite sports memory is hitting a big three against Sand Springs at home to win regionals and get a championship. Plans after graduation are to continue her athletic and academic career at Webster University in St. Louis, Missouri, and plans to study sports communication and media. She would like to thank first and foremost, would like to thank God for giving her the opportunity to play this game with the people who have surrounded her with love and accountability. She would also like to thank her parents, siblings, coaches, trainers, and teammates who have all been a part of this journey from the beginning. Our next senior is Nija Noyes. Nija is the son of Shelly McCarty and Dominic Noyes and is accompanied by his parents on the court tonight. He's been attending Broken Arrow K through 12 and playing basketball for 14 years. His favorite sports memory is his first basketball game. He plans to attend college after graduation and would like to thank God, his family, and everyone who has coached him throughout all the years, as well as his friends. Our next senior is Rakaya Bowen. Rakaya is the daughter of Renita Lewis and dad Calvin Bowen. She's accompanied on the court by her mom Renita, her brother Brandon Lewis and sister Kalisha Bowen, her grandmother Beverly Bowen, sister Taria Lewis, sister Deja Steele, and nephew Kate Lewis, nephew Righteous Bowen, and niece Camilla Lewis. She's been attending Broken Arrow for 7 years and been playing basketball for 10. Her favorite sports memory is traveling for AAU basketball. She plans to attend the New Mexico Junior College as a student athlete for 1 to 2 years before transferring to an NCAA for the following 4. She plans to stay and get her doctorate in physical therapy and a master's degree as well. She would like to thank God for her giving her strength and her talent and blessing her with the opportunity to do what she loves every day. She would like to thank her mom for being her #1 fan and always being there and making a way for her to pursue her dreams. She would also like to thank her pops for supporting her in every situation. She'd like to thank her siblings for always being there for her and supporting her. She would like to thank her current and former trainers, Ebby, Chevis, and her uncle, Durrell, throughout for all their support and her coaching. Our next senior is Israel Wilson. He is the son of Ashley Wilson and is accompanied by her on the court with her brothers Malachi, Elijah, and Josiah. He's been attending Broken Arrow K-12 and playing basketball for 11 years. His favorite sports memory is making it to state, and he plans to attend TCC and major in business after graduation. He'd like to thank God for helping him make it this far and thank his family and friends for pushing him to do better. Our next senior is Amari Hamer, the daughter of Quentin Hamer and Monica Hamer. She's accompanied on the court by her dad and her brothers, Javon and Jaquan Hamers. She's been attending Broken Arrow since 4th grade and playing basketball for 12 years. Her favorite sports memory is getting her first ever ring during an AAU tournament. Plans after graduation include going into the nursing field to become a travel nurse. She would like to thank her dad, all her family, and all her coaches and teammates for their support. Our next senior is DJ Howell. He is the son of David Howell and Cy Howell. He's accompanied by David and Cy, as well as Dalen Howell, Aaliyah Howell, and Michaela Adams. He's been attending Broken Arrow since kindergarten and played basketball for 21 years. Favorite sports memory, going to the state championship game his sophomore year. He plans after graduation to play college basketball and get a degree in business. He would like to thank his family, Lindsay and Andre, for all the support and love. Thank you to the coaching staff, teammates, and girlfriend for believing me throughout my journey. Our next senior is Mackenzie Mathurin. She is the daughter of Amber and Chris Mathurin. She's accompanied by her parents as well as her 3 brothers, Caden, Sebastian, and Lucas on the court tonight. She's been attending Broken Arrow first through her senior year and playing basketball for the past 10 years. Her favorite sports memory is winning a championship on ESPN her last AAU summer in front of 100 Division I coaches. She plans to play on Great Britain's professional team, then attend the University of Michigan after graduation. She would like to thank her entire family, especially her mom and dad, for being so supportive. All of her coaches and trainers who have been a part of her basketball journey, and her future University of Michigan coaches for believing in her for the opportunity to play in the Big Ten. Our next senior is Altus Jacob Gardner. He is the son of Altus Gardner and Valerie Gardner. He's accompanied by his parents on the court as well as his sister, Emily, brothers Bryce, Israel, and Hassan. He's been attending Broken Arrow K-12 and playing basketball for 12 years. He intends after graduation to go into San Diego and dad coaching me to the championship. Excuse me, favorite sports memory is going to San Diego and dad coaching me to the championship. He plans on going to TCC and continue doing real estate. He would like to thank all of his family and friends for their support. Our next senior is Taryn Jacobs. Taryn is the daughter of Tyson and Tammy Jacobs. She's accompanied by her parents, Tammy and Tyson, as well as her younger sister, Tegan. She's been attending Broken Arrow for 12 years and playing basketball for 10. Her favorite sports memory is beating Booker T to go to the state tournament her sophomore year. Plans after graduation include attending William Jewell College, majoring in sports management. She would like to thank her family, Coach Coffey, Coach Chuck, and Coach Gabe for their support. Our final senior of the evening is Logan Shockley. He is the son of Dean and Lisa Shockley. He is accompanied by his parents as well as his big brother Corey and little sister Bella on the court tonight. He's been attending Broken Arrow since kindergarten, has been playing basketball for 13 years. His favorite sports memory is going to the state championship in 2023 and scoring 32 points against Sapulpa. He plans on graduation to go to college and continue his basketball career, and would like to thank his family, coaches, teammates for their support. Ladies and gentlemen, make some noise loud and proud. Your 2025 seniors for varsity basketball.
Welcome inside the Tiger Fieldhouse, another edition of Broken Arrow Tiger Basketball. Dylan Rivera, Drew Watsky here with me, and I've got Madison Dildine down on the floor somewhere ready to report. And it's an exciting game today. We've got Jenks in the house, district matchup. Met Jenks twice already this season, and Coach Wallace has said we got to get out on the shooters, right?
Yeah, absolutely. You got to make sure that you take away the three ball as best you can against this Jenks team. And Dylan looking for the elusive hat trick against the Jenks in one season tonight.
Yeah, absolutely. Big night tonight. Before we get started, we got to go to our quick trip, quick thoughts. I caught up with Coach Wallace yesterday. Let's hear what he had to say. Well, Tigers, before we get things started, Coach Bo Wallace joining me here inside the Tiger Fieldhouse. And tonight is a marquee night. It's senior night. You got a lot of different guys that are going through this special evening. What's it like for you being able to be a part of this as well, not only as a coach, but also as a dad?
Well, you know, it's the first time as a dad being part of it, but it's always emotional whenever you have seniors. But for me personally, with my son and my nephew, just understanding like this is the last time I get to coach them, it's going to be bittersweet.
Yeah, for sure. Jenks is the opponent tonight, and they got some shooters on that side of the floor. Got to make sure you get out there and close out, right?
Yeah, I think that's the biggest thing tonight is just making sure that they don't get easy looks. We've got to find Evan Godwin, make sure that he doesn't get, because he's going to shoot the ball so deep, and then when those shots do fall short or something, we've got to make sure we come up with the rebound and not just let them have second shots off of us not rebounding the ball and stuff like that. So we just got to do a good job of understanding where they are and locking into our assignments.
And a big win just a few nights ago against Edmond North. You guys got back to that tempo is what you just told me, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Just getting back to pushing the ball ahead. I thought, you know, for probably about 5 games that, you know, we were dribbling way too much instead of throwing the ball ahead and getting the easy basket. So I thought we did that, especially with the first play against them. When we got the ball, it's got an easy one for Tally. So if our bigs run and our guards run, it's going to be hard for teams to stay with us.
We'll see if that's the case tonight against Jenks. Tip-off just moments away, live on ArrowVision. Welcome in, live on ArrowVision to the Broken Arrow Tiger Fieldhouse. You're seeing the always electric starting lineup come out for Broken Arrow. And it's the usual suspects, the usual seniors. Devon Wallace gets the start at point guard, number 1. He's a 6'2" guard. Anton Wallace, his cousin, number 2, 6'2" guard. J.D. Talley, 6'6" forward, and he wears number 5. Number 21, D.J. Howell is a senior guard, 6'5", and Logan Shockley, a 6'6" forward, wears number 33. Starting lineups for Jenks: Evan Goodwin, a junior guard, wears number 3. Braxton Daniel is a sophomore forward, wears number 10. Jace Johnson, number 21, is a senior forward. Omari Robinson, number 23, a senior guard. And Jace Morgan, number 24, a senior forward. Dylan Rivera here on play-by-play. Drew Watsky, the color commentary man. And Madison Dildine is down on the court as our sideline reporter. Jenks in their all-black uniforms. Broken Arrow in their home whites. And there is 8 minutes on the clock. The referee's blown his whistle. We're underway. Tigers come in tonight 19-1 overall, 10-0 in district play. Jenks 11-9 overall, 6-4 in district play. Broken Arrow number 1 in District 4. Jenks number 4 in District 4. J.D. Talley's first shot attempt off the mark.
And Jenks actually starting with a zone, same way the girls team did in game number 1. And Broken Arrow trying to attack with that mid-range game, just couldn't get it to go.
So Jenks in their first offensive set. No surprise, they fire up a 3. It's off target. Rebound Tally. And quickly the other way, Broken Arrow gets set. Pass deflected, somehow ends up in the hands of J.D. Talley, and the lefty layup is good for 2.
No, he's just so good at improvising. Dylan just kind of finds the ball in his hands and able to finish with the left hand.
Logan Shockley actually did not get the start tonight. I misread that. It's actually Nigel Noyes that gets the start. Fadeaway jumper, no good from Jenks. And the long outlet pass, way too long. Let's go down to Madison Dildine for the keys to the game. Madison?
Yeah, first we have to contest shots, get some rebounds, win 50-50 balls, and then, of course, attack the paint. Dylan?
All right, Madison, thank you very much. Keys to the game brought to you by the Broken Arrow Public Schools Foundation. Our broadcast sponsor tonight is Shields. Ball to be inbounded by Amari Robinson. Another three-point attempt from outside. It's the Trojans short on this one. Ball bounced around. Wallace comes up with it. This is Devon Wallace. He finds Anton Wallace. A three-pointer too long. J.D. Talley, the offensive board. Long feed out. And the Tigers reset. Noise, short jumper, good.
Yeah, and already that key to the game, win 50-50 balls, has gone in Broken Arrow's favor. That's already a couple of times they've earned an extra possession, and that time it results in 2 points.
Noise sporting the KT tape on the calves, sporting some new cornrows as well. Good new look for Noise. He looks like he got some VC points and used them.
Yeah, it reminds me of like Allen Iverson back in the day, right?
4-3 after the Trojans drill a triple. Came from Braxton Daniel. Robinson hesitates, drives, goes right at Noise. He's short on his floater. And now Howell. Driving inside, right-hand layup, able to get it to go. Just sort of pushed that one in there.
He's got great ball skills. I mean, that it wasn't the best look, but just guy knows that how to get the ball in the basket.
Drive inside, can't find the rim. Offensive board and a second chance opportunity, no good. Talley, nice job to keep his pivot foot on the rebound. And now Noise drives in, floats one up. Jenks gets the rebound. Evan Goodwin drives in. Layup won't go. Now Noise, the rebound, the run out. Going right into Robinson, and a beautiful finish through the contact. That's not easy, Drew.
No, it isn't, Dylan. And every single layup that they've had so far has been a contested look, but they've been able to get the ball to drop, and that is a good early sign here for the Tigers.
Kick out to the corner. It's Daniel. He'll try another three, and he's got another three.
And it's exactly what Coach Wallace talked about, is you have to try to take away the three-point shot, and you want to be aggressive on defense, but not to the point to where you're leaving shooters open on the perimeter.
Wallace feeds it baseline. Talley, a mid-range jumper. Cashes it out. Across the timeline, it's Evan Goodwin.
We'll see how aggressive.
Noise on the closeout. Robinson misfires on the three.
Broken Arrow trying to move over every one of those screens to not allow an open look.
Nice step through by Howell. Just couldn't buy the layup. McDaniel, the bounce pass into the lane. Unmarked. It's Daniel.
It's a good look in transition, and Daniel's been the hot hand so far for Jenks. He's got all 8 of their points.
Tigers going to have to key in on him defensively and hopefully stop the bleeding there. Noise drills the Arrow Group three-pointer, and that's one way to build a bigger lead.
Anyway, it seems like he's earning his starting job tonight, isn't it, Dylan? Already 5 points, or 7 points actually for Noise. He's off to a really good start in this one.
Daniel again from the corner. He's got another one. All of Jenks' first 11 points have come from Braxton Daniel.
You'll see here, this is Noyes knocking down the three-point shot on the other end. But how about Braxton Daniel for Jenks just taking over? And he's kept it to 2 points so far.
3 three-pointers in the early going. Also got one in the lane, uncontested. Certainly Coach Wallace right now is talking about closing out on the shooter.
Yeah, it was something that he had emphasized before the game, and you think Broken Arrow trying to be aggressive, but just not being super disciplined and making sure that you're accounting for the guy on the perimeter, and Daniel's taking advantage so far.
Some changes on the floor for Broken Arrow. Gene Mason out there on the court. Logan Shockley also out there, as well as Corbin Dow. (13-11) Tigers in front. Dow uses the screen, feeds it back to Shockley. Now Noyes pulls up from the mid-range. He's got it for two.
And Jenks has actually switched to a straight man-to-man defense, and Noyes says, if you're going to give me 3 feet, I'll go ahead and take that shot all day.
Dow came over, brought pressure, made them have to make a long cross-court pass. And Noyes, as he was trying to save it, just nutmegged a Trojan. And Jenks gets an easy basket out of it. It's one of those unfortunate situations. Not really much you can do in there. Ball stolen from Noyes. Now outside, Mariska. Fed inside. Parker Wilson. Now a three-point attempt and a foul. 4-point play on the way for Jace Johnson.
Yeah, and it was Parker Wilson who got the ball down low, immediately kicked it back out. And then Mason, just not giving Johnson enough space to land on the three-point shot, gets ticked for a foul. And Jenks all of a sudden now with a lead.
Coach Wallace upset with the foul call, had a lengthy conversation with the official. Gene Mason was the one that was booked for the foul. And he can't buy the layup, so at least saving themselves 1 point there. Shockley with a jump pass to Noyes in the corner. Mason up top. Quick dribble move, spins out of trouble, kicks to the corner. Now Shockley. Inside Dow, right-hand layup, contested, but good.
Oh, it was such a great find by Shockley. He had kind of cornered himself down by the far baseline, but able to get the ball back into play, and then Dow with the finish.
Johnson driving inside now, not getting it done just on the perimeter, getting it done in the lane.
Yeah, it's a pretty good take. It was actually pretty well defended by Broken Arrow there, but sometimes that teardrop just finds its way home.
Less than a minute to go. Tigers trailing by 1 here. Mason to Shockley. Fakes the three. Now he'll try the three, and he's got the three.
Yeah, Jenks satisfied to go ahead and let him shoot it. I don't know. Maybe they'll think twice next time he's got an open look like that.
Johnson at the free throw line gets it to Mariska. Drive in. Floater over the top of Shockley is good. Might be the last possession here. 20 seconds to go. High scoring first quarter. 40 points between these two squads and even 20 apiece.
Yeah, both teams shooting the ball really well early on in this one. We could be in for a shootout.
3 seconds remaining. Gene Mason on the handoff, rattles out, and that's how we close out the first 8 minutes. An even 20-20 ball game, and it feels like we are on a path to a high, scorching, hot game. Defense is going to have to step up, that's for sure.
Yeah, on both sides of the ball, Dylan. Close out on the three-point shooter and stay strong down low.
So all even after 8 minutes. We'll see if that's the case after quarter number 2 when we come right back here on ArrowVision.
While you are teaching someone special the nuances of keeping the wheel steady, we can provide you means for you to maintain financial equilibrium. First National Bank of Broken Arrow. First people put people first.
Around the clock, throughout eastern Oklahoma, we're devoted to improving the health of our communities, our home. We are your friends and neighbors. We are the people of St. Francis.
Hey, Broken Arrow fans! Score big with TTCU Federal Credit Union's School Pride Card. Each time you use your card, we donate to Broken Arrow Public Schools, adding to the $2.5 million we've given statewide. TTCU, where members are raving fans.
We are back here live on ArrowVision at the Tiger Fieldhouse. 20-20 is the score between Broken Arrow and Jenks. Madison Dildine was listening in as Coach Wallace delivered his message to the guys. Madison, what did he say?
Coach said, hey, listen, we're making it way too easy for them right now. We're getting easy buckets because we are not locked in. We've got to make it tougher. Dylan?
All right, defense, as they always say, wins championships. Tonight they need it just to win the ball game. And with the ball up top was Ilias Tata. Robinson drives in. Dow's there to meet him. Rejection from Corbin Dow. Now Gene Mason turning on the burners. Dow drives baseline, reverse layup. That's defense to offense for you. The rejection on one end, the finish on the other.
It's a perfect start to the second quarter. You get a defensive stop and then have a great offensive possession after that.
Beautiful defense from Devon Wallace all over Evan Goodwin. Now Shockley drives in, can't buy it. Talley nearly got the offensive board. Coming the other way, it's Daniel driving at Dow, excuse me. An offensive board for Jenks.
Yeah, both teams moving at a lightning pace. Now Jenks resets, goes to half-court offense.
Braxton Daniel drives in. Tough floater, can't get it. Board and foul. We go back to that last possession with Dow getting the shot block, and then on the other end, he drove baseline. Right hand finish underneath the basket.
Yeah, doing it all yourself, right? Get the defensive stop and then reward yourself with points on the other end.
Braxton Daniel with 11 of the Trojans' 20 right now. Can't get the free throws to go. Tigers in front by 2. Wallace drives in, kicks out to Dow. He's in the corner, and he's got a three-pointer. Corbin Dow is turning it up in these last couple of minutes.
It was a great find by Wallace, too. The defense had gotten spread out, and Dow was left all alone in the corner, and he's going to knock that down 9 times out of 10.
Tata outside to Robinson. Drives into the lane. Fadeaway shot, in and out. Talley driving. Dow, backside open. Hesitates. Ball poked loose. Shockley's fouled. It's a good move by Dow. Just defense got their hand on the ball, but this one, it's a beauty.
Yeah, and you can see there Wallace just doing great ball discipline, eyes up, making sure you're seeing the floor, and he sees Dow wide open in the corner.
Shockley's first free throw won't go. Free throws were a struggle in that girls' game, and seems like maybe that's leaked its way over to the boys.
When you got to feel like a game that's close like this could end up in the fourth quarter, sometimes it's going to come down to free throws, so you want to make sure that you're knocking them down at the line.
Second free throw good. Free throws brought to you by First National Bank. This is Evan Goodwin across the timeline. Outside, Mariska. Into the corner, Braxton Daniel, another three, off target, offensive board for Goodwin, and he gets the finish.
It was a little bit lucky. It was such a bad shot that it actually bounced off the side of the backboard right into the hands of Jenks, and you take it when you can get it.
Cross-court pass to Shockley. Shockley has 4 points right now. Dow, kick out to Mason. Cross-court to Wallace. Ball's moving quickly for Broken Arrow. Shockley inside to Talley, and a tough finish. Black jerseys all around, and he's still able to get it.
Yeah, what a great patient possession there by Broken Arrow, taking their time, finding the extra pass, and then it's Tally with the grit to finish.
Good defense by Wallace. Ball just rolled off the rim, and this time it just rolls in. Goes for Jace Morgan's first bucket.
Yeah, offensive rebounds, usually a good thing, and on that one it hung on the rim a little bit longer that Broken Arrow wasn't able to time the jump.
28-24. Mason pulls it back, shoots it over the top, and drills it.
When he just has such an ability to create separation, doesn't he? And whenever you can knock down that mid-range with those ball skills, that's a good thing.
Mariska tries a three-pointer, and he can't get it. Ball stolen quickly from Wallace. Mariska tries a layup, no. And the second chance points from who else but Braxton Daniel.
Oh, and Jenks just kind of throwing the ball at the basket and hoping good things happen, and so far it has. That's already 3 offensive rebounds the last couple of possessions.
Tigers slow things down in the half court. It's been moving at a frantic pace here in this second quarter.
And it feels like both defenses have really put the clamps down. I think both coaches were really emphasizing at the end of that first quarter that we've got to play tighter defense.
Corner shot from Tally, no good. Shockley gets a hand in there and pokes it away. Has a right-hand layup, contested, but he still gets the finish.
It's so valuable when you can create a turnover right underneath your own basket, and Shockley with that size able to go up and get the basket.
He's got to contest Goodwin here, and he does so well as Goodwin misfires. Dow, the outlet pass to Tally. Cross court to Mason. That's a dangerous pass, and Jace Johnson nearly stole it. 3 substitutions. It'll be DJ, Howell, Nigel Noyes, and Anton Wallace subbing in for Dow, Shockley, and Mason.
And one thing that's just so key to this Broken Arrow team is how deep they are.
Speaking of deep, how about from long range, J.D. Tally for 3. 3-pointers brought to you by Arrow Group tonight. 35-26. Here's a replay of that Tally 3-pointer. Boy, he's so impactful. He does it all over the floor.
Yeah, he does. He's done it both with penetrating to the basket and shooting it from the outside. He's even shown off the mid-range game today. And also on the defensive side, he's been playing well. So Tally making a difference all over the floor.
Comes in averaging the most points on this BA roster, 12.3 points a game. Also averages the most rebounds, 6.8 rebounds a game. He's their leading shot blocker, 1.2 blocks a game, 1.1 steals a game. He's active on both ends of the floor, and that's a high-impact player that if I'm a college scout, I'm making a trip here to Broken Arrow to come see him.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, anytime you can find someone who can fill up the stat sheet like he can, that he's going to be valuable to any team that he's on. No matter what your play style is, he can fit into any sort of scheme. And so that's definitely a guy that you'd want to look for to add to your squad.
So in that timeout, Coach Wallace sharing a message with his team. Madison Dildine was listening in. Madison.
He said, listen, we have to go rebound. They're letting you guys play right now, so offensively and defensively, we have to play more physical. He said, high post, low post, go attack. Dylan.
Okay, Madison, thank you. Outside, it's Goodwin. Obviously don't want to give up any three-pointers either. That's been something that Jenks has done well all season. This time they get to the rack. It's Jace Johnson inside.
Yeah, we've seen Jace Johnson drive a few times today, and he's really taking advantage of Broken Arrow being aggressive around the perimeter.
Howell, a couple of ball fakes, fed outside. Wallace will try a three. Can't buy it. Tip in from Noyes nearly goes, but Tally's got it on the third try.
Yeah, and that actually looked like they took a page out of Jenks' book. You get a couple shots up, couple offensive rebounds, eventually you're going to score.
Morgan driving inside. Devon Wallace is there defensively, and somehow, that's a tough shot, Morgan gets it to go.
Both offenses seem to be starting to heat things up a little bit.
Noyes, the teardrop off the mark. Goodwin goes down to the floor. It goes off of Goodwin.
And Dylan, this is, the rare third time you're playing this team this season. So These two teams very familiar with each other, and that always makes for an interesting game plan as a coach, is how can we throw something different at these guys who've already seen us twice before.
That first matchup, Broken Arrow beat Jenks 76-52. Tally, a tough shot there. Had to kind of fall away as he floated that one toward the hoop. That was in the Bishop Kelly tournament, that first matchup. Shot blocked by Anton Wallace. DJ Howell the other way. Drives in, draws contact, floats one up, but he'll go to the free throw line. I think they'll actually say that was on the floor. But Broken Arrow beat Jenks 76-52 in the Bishop Kelly tournament. DJ Howell, 20 points, 8 rebounds, 2 steals. J.D. Tally, 16 points, 5 boards, 3 assists. Logan Shockley, 8 points, 7 boards. And he's back out on the floor right now. The second meeting just a few weeks ago in district play. Beat Jenks 51-39. And a foul.
The guy was on the floor as well.
Goes against Aiden Lau. Broken Arrow beat Jenks 51-39. Tally had 11 points, 8 rebounds, 3 assists. Howell 10 points, 8 rebounds, 4 assists. Broken Arrow only shot 2 of 14 from 3 in that matchup. Held Jenks to 2 points in the second quarter.
Yeah, this game looking more like the first matchup between the two. A little bit higher scoring. Both offenses have been able to put the ball in the basket.
Morgan drives by Tally, but Tally's right there on him. Swats it away.
Boy, and what a block that was by Tally. I mean, he got beat, but just with his length and athleticism, he was able to recover. And how about that swat from behind?
Just stamps that ball into the backboard. And Broken Arrow not able to convert just yet on it. But there's still 30 seconds remaining here in this second quarter. And another foul against Jenks. This one against Omari Robinson.
Boy, and this second quarter has just flown by, hasn't it, Dylan? It just feels like we've been playing at breakneck pace this whole time.
Tally tries another one from the block, can't get it. And a travel against Evan Goodwin. That's why you bring the pressure. You force turnovers in the backcourt.
Yeah, because when Jenks has had space to run, they've actually played pretty well in transition. So if you're able to pressure them after a missed shot or a turnover, you give yourself a little extra time.
Howell drives in. Tough shot. Tried to fight for his own rebound. Couldn't get it. Goodwin gets it out to Morgan. Less than 10 to go. Stops. Floats it. Got it. Howell's going to have to fire one up from half court. On senior night, can he buy it? No, he can't. 7-point advantage for Broken Arrow, 39-32. Did outplay Jenks in this second quarter. Outscored them by 7. It was 20-20 after one quarter. Let's go down to Madison Dildine. She's got Coach Wallace with her.
Coach, you lead by 7 as you head into the locker room. What's Jenks doing well that you want to focus on?
Well, we're just not guarding very well. We got their best player with 2 points, but we're letting the other guys get everything they want, so we've got to clean that up.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
All right, Coach Wallace unhappy with the defensive effort, and that's something that he generally harps on. He's a very defensive-minded head coach. He always wants to keep them to as little points as possible, and right now 32 at half, can't be happy.
Yeah, I mean, Evan Goodwin, number 3, is who he's talking about, has held only 2 points. But like we said, Braxton Daniel with 13 by himself. The other players on Jenks have benefited from that kind of defensive pressure being honed in on number 3, so they're going to have to switch things up.
A counterpoint here, though, is Braxton Daniel had 11 points, the first 11 for Jenks.
Right.
The very first of the game. And since then has only scored 2.
That's right. Yeah, it's actually Jace Johnson has 7 points and Jace Morgan with 6 of his own. So Jenks has been spreading it out some, but I also feel like that Broken Arrow offense, 20 points in the first quarter and then 19 in the second, have been steady the whole way.
This has been our halftime show brought to you by St. Francis, and we've got another halftime show down here on the floor. I think those are some pretty talented jump ropers. I know that when I was that age, I could not jump rope at a high level at all. So I'm certain that every single one of them out there is not only better than me when I was there, but probably better than me today.
Yeah, I would agree. Jump rope was never my strong suit, Dylan.
I was never on the jump rope for heart team. That was not me. But real quickly, we want to step aside. We've got a pretty special presentation. Right now, we're going to toss to a quick video about our cheer team. They're down there competing in nationals down in Orlando, Florida. Always a special time for that team. And our own Greg Spencer here, who's normally here on these boys' games, he's down there in Florida. He got this put together, and it's pretty special.
I'm Marley. I'm Arden. I'm Leah. And I'm Reese. And you're watching ArrowVision. Ba-da-da-da.
For our varsity kids, but this year we got to bring our JV and our junior high. So we came in with an army of 97 cheerleaders. So it's been really fun to just get JV and junior high down here to experience this because it's just the most insane thing and you won't believe it until you see it.
If you've never been to UCA Nationals, it's like the biggest, most fun cheer competition literally ever. Everyone's just in Florida having a great time at Disney, and I think there's like 20-something thousand cheerleaders here, and it's literally amazing, and there's just so much talent, and you're just surrounded by the best cheerleading literally in the world, and it's just so much fun.
This is my second time at UCA Nationals, and I'm so excited to be here. I'm really confident in all of our mats this weekend, and I think we're going to do really good.
This is my 4th time coming to UCA Nationals, and every time it just gets better because I think I grow a closer bond with the people who move up the next year, and it just makes the memories so much more fun.
3 teams technically, JV, varsity, and junior high, but they each compete 2 routines. So we have a JV game day, a JV co-ed, junior high game day, junior high small all-girl, and then large co-ed game day for varsity and small all-girl for varsity.
Personally, for being a sophomore and getting to do it with the seniors and the little girls, it's so cool because we've seen it happen and we just haven't got to be a part of the experience, and so far it's been so much fun.
So today we're spending all day practicing. We just got done with our first field practice. We'll be back out here this afternoon to do our second field practice, and then we will go over to ESPN and actually do a practice at ESPN where we'll compete. Friday, our teams compete. If they do well, which we're going to, we'll make it to Saturday. You have to make it through 3 rounds of competition, so as long as we keep doing well, we'll make it to Sunday, be in finals, and hopefully come home with a jacket.
I'm most excited for game day because we won that last year, so coming back and then winning it again would be so, that would be so amazing.
I'm most excited to compete with my best friends this weekend. I am just not even nervous about the things that we're going out there to do. I'm just so ready and excited to go compete with them.
First day we got here, we were able to hang out and practice a little bit. Then we went shopping, and junior high had a team dinner. And then yesterday we got to go to Epcot and Hollywood Studios, and a lot of the kids have never been to Disney, so it's so fun for them to get to go experience it. And they get to go experience it with their friends, which is just so much fun for them.
Some really fun rides like Guardians of the Galaxy, Rock and Roller Coaster, and it was awesome.
And we got to ride Guardians of the Galaxy, which is hard to get into.
We rode Guardians, which is literally so much fun.
My favorite part of yesterday was getting stuck on a ride because it just created some really fun memories that we were stressed out in the moment, but now it's really funny.
It's so awesome. We get to bond with our whole program and all the younger teams, and I think it helps bring our program together as one.
The seniors are incredible. They really have strong leadership roles on our team. They show us how to have grit and determination and what it's like to win. We want to be like them. They are great role models, and we're really thankful for that senior class.
So we noticed last year, kids, when they came for the first time, it was just so overwhelming. So getting those kids here when they're in the 7th and 8th grade is just going to make a huge difference because they're going to know what to expect by the time they get to varsity. They also get to come see the greatest cheerleading in the world and realize, one, how talented they are, but also push them to just continue to grow, just eat and sleep and breathe cheerleading.
A-V.
Yeah.
What should we do? And you're watching ArrowVision.
Am I just slow at writing? Because I only got to A.
Introducing QT Pay, the easiest way to transform every trip, every treat, and every gallon into instant savings every time you pay. all within the QT app. QT Pay. It just makes sense.
Hey, Broken Arrow fans! Score big with TTCU Federal Credit Union's School Pride Card. Each time you use your card, we donate to Broken Arrow Public Schools, adding to the $2.5 million we've given statewide. TTCU, where members are raving fans.
Around the clock, throughout eastern Oklahoma, we're devoted to improving the health of our communities, our home. We are your friends and neighbors. We are the people of St. Francis.
Shields is now open at the Woodland Hills Mall in Tulsa, and we can't thank you enough for the warm welcome. Whether you love the great outdoors, sports, or fashion, Shields has something for everyone. Our passionate and knowledgeable Shields experts are excited to welcome you to explore thousands of brands and premium products. From our golf simulator, service shop, archery lanes, and more, we're ready to get you fitted with the best gear for you. We can't wait to see you at Shields.
I'm Marley. I'm Arden. I'm Leah. And I'm Reese. And you're watching ArrowVision.
While you are teaching someone special the nuances of keeping the wheel steady, we can provide you means for you to maintain financial equilibrium. First National Bank of Broken Arrow. First people put people first.
Around the clock, throughout eastern Oklahoma, we're devoted to improving the health of our communities, our home. We are your friends and neighbors. We are the people of St. Francis.
Hey, Broken Arrow fans! Score big with TTCU Federal Credit Union's School Pride Card. Each time you use your card, we donate to Broken Arrow Public Schools, adding to the $2.5 million we've given statewide. TTCU, where members are raving fans.
Shields is now open at the Woodland Hills Mall in Tulsa, and we can't thank you enough for the warm welcome. Whether you love the great outdoors, sports, or fashion, Shields has something for everyone. Our passionate and knowledgeable Shields experts are excited to welcome you to explore thousands of brands and premium products. From our golf simulator, service shop, archery lanes, and more, we're ready to get you fitted with the best gear for you. We can't wait to see you at Shields.
Welcome back inside the Tiger Fieldhouse here on ArrowVision. Broken Arrow up by 7 at the intermission, leading the 4th place Jenks Trojans in District 4. Tigers number 1 in the district, looking to lock up that top seed before regionals get here. Dylan Rivera, I'm here as your play-by-play. Drew Watsky, he's here as your color commentator, and Madison Dildine down on the court as our sideline reporter. Last time out for Broken Arrow was a 60-50 win over Edmond North. We haven't even discussed this game, and it was a big win for the Tigers. They trailed after the first quarter, 17-12. They won the second quarter, 19-10, so the halftime score, if you're quick at math, was 31-27. Only led by 4 with 2 minutes and 30 seconds to go. Edmond North had an opportunity to make it a one-possession game. They couldn't convert, and the Tigers held them off from there. DJ Howell scored 22 points. You might remember that first meeting against Edmond North, he had 23. But he hurt his shoulder in the last minute of that ball game. And there was some concern that he wasn't going to play tonight. But he's out there. He had plenty of mobility with that shoulder, and clearly has already made an impact here tonight. Only 2 points on the board, but has been able to find some open teammates and force some turnovers.
Yeah, I mean, I think J.D. Talley's really been the difference maker for Broken Arrow tonight. But going back to that Edmond North game, it was really one of the first times this season that Broken Arrow in district play has been challenged, and so the fact that they were able to sneak out with the win, I think, was really impressive to see.
As soon as I talk about DJ Howell only having 2 points, he finds 2 more. 41-32. Now, the other time we really saw Broken Arrow get tested in district play was against Sand Springs. And that's their next opponent. They have to meet the Sandites again on Tuesday. That'll be here on our home floor this time. Devon Wallace just dove for the ball and took a shot to the head. Jenks on the other end fires up a 3. Rebound Shockley. And they're going to stop play as Devon Wallace got hit pretty hard in the back of the head. He dove for it, and I think he hit the back of his head on a Trojan leg or on the court or something. I couldn't quite tell.
He was looking a little stumbly when he got up, so they're going to send him to the bench and make sure that he's okay.
He's not in his head like he's all right, but I'm sure the training staff will test him before they let him play anymore. So quick substitution. And now Nigel Noyes is out there.
And Noyes had a really good first quarter, so you're bringing someone off the bench that can make a difference.
Howell lost the handle. Amari Robinson now. Morgan. Kick across the court. Easily stolen away by Talley. Driving the other way with momentum at the left-hand side of the hoop. He can't buy it. DJ Howell couldn't get the second chance points. Jenks the other way. Daniel open for three again. Way off.
And Dylan, you said he had 11 in the first quarter, but has kind of cooled off since then. Thought with an open look there he might get back on it, but that one didn't even sniff the basket.
Howell with the no-look pass to J.D. Talley, and he just couldn't handle it. Turnover for BA, and Corbin Dow subs in for Howell. Speaking of Sand Springs, Jenks just came in off a 63-51 loss to the Sandites. Only trailed by 3 points to start the fourth quarter. And Sand Springs able to fight them off in that fourth. Trojans have only lost 2 of their last 7 games. Came in playing pretty well, and you mentioned it in the girls' game. Sometimes those younger teams start to play better around this time of year, and the Trojan boys have 3 seniors in the starting lineup, but some of their depth are sophomores and juniors, and they're starting to step into bigger roles. Shockley inside, draws the contact, and gets the finish.
Oh, yeah, it was a great move with Shockley. They were trying to take away the right side, so he switched over to his left hand with the spin move, draws the contact and the finish.
The spin cycle, and now he's at the charity stripe looking to make it a 3-point play, and he's got it.
Oh, and just like that, Dylan, it's a 12-point lead.
Jenks yet to score here in this second half. Johnson drives in, shoots over the top of Shockley, and there's that commentator's curse.
And Johnson's been impressive. Every one of his buckets tonight has been contested. He's just been able to finish.
Noise from 3, no good. Anton Wallace fights for the board and gets the right-hand layup to go. Goodwin steps back, fires a long 3, and it's off target.
And Goodwin, usually a really great shooter from 3-point range, but he hasn't really had an open look tonight.
Another really good 3-point shooter, Anton Wallace, tries the corner 3, but he can't buy the bucket. And a foul against J.D. Talley. I'll call him for over the back. J.D. Talley with 13 points so far tonight. He averages 12, so he's already surpassed that. And we've still got a lot of ball game left.
Boy, yeah, he really has been a difference maker tonight. And if he keeps it up, he's going to have himself a career night on senior night.
3-pointer from Tata is no good. Noyes drives in, right through the contact. Great finish from Nigel Noyes.
Yeah, I love just the decided play there to just go at the rim.
Shockley meeting Mariska at the top of his shot. Ball stripped away and a foul. I think it'll go against Shockley. It will. And here's that finish from Noyes. He is fearless to the rack.
Just get the defender on your back hip. You know that the only way that he can defend you is to foul you, so go in strong.
Timeout for Jenks. 48-34 advantage for Broken Arrow. The Tigers starting to build a lead here in this third quarter, and they've been successful, much similar to the girls, in those second and third quarters.
Yeah, it's been a quiet kind of extending of the lead. Doesn't feel like they've been necessarily scoring at will, but just I think what's been key is that the defense has completely shut down this Jenks offense, and anytime that you get multiple stops in a row, that really helps out your offense. And Broken Arrow's just kind of taken what Jenks has given them, and they have, like Coach Wallace said, they've really defended the three ball with a lot of intention, and Jenks so far is having trouble finding looks inside.
I actually stand corrected as I look at my stats. Broken Arrow scores 17-plus points in the first, third, and fourth quarters. Only 15 points per in the second quarter. Ball goes off of Jenks. So Broken Arrow will get it back right under their own basket. Substitution for the Trojans. Parker Wilson subs in for Braxton Daniel. Braxton Daniel is ice cold right now.
Yeah, and I think the Trojans going to try to bring a little more size onto the floor. Broken Arrow's been killing them down low, so try to get some more length.
Dow tripped and fouled. It goes against Jace Morgan. Tigers have outscored Jenks 9-2 here in quarter number 3. Shockley on the perimeter. Feeds it to Dow. Long three-pointer is short. Ball with Mariska. Tata to Wilson. Couple of pounding dribbles from Wilson. Tries the left-handed hook. And a foul on J.D. Talley.
Yeah, and maybe just a little bit of a mismatch there on the switch. He got Talley down low, decided to go right at him. And Talley held his own, but gets called for the contact.
They don't list weights on these rosters. But what I will tell you is it's not very often we see a player listed as a center. Parker Wilson is listed on the Jenks roster as a center.
Yeah, that's pretty. I mean, even the NBA doesn't even like to do center anymore. That's kind of everyone's a forward down low these days, but Parker Wilson.
Union brought a 6'8" big man in here and had him listed as a forward.
Yeah.
Jenks has brought in somebody who I'm assuming is probably closer to 6'4", 6'5".
Right. But
and
they
he's
said
listed as a center.
He stays low.
That tells you he's probably a bruiser type. Three-pointer from Wallace is short. Morgan steps into a mid-range jumper, and he's got it.
Yeah, and it was a good shot fake that got Broken Arrow in the air and opened up a mid-range shot.
Devon Wallace drives in, kicks out to Talley. Mason on the perimeter, tries a three-pointer, hits back iron.
In the last few possessions, it just feels like Broken Arrow starting to settle for some not as high-quality shots.
Tata tries a three, won't go. Rebound Devon Wallace. Howell kicks out to Mason, and a blocking foul.
Yeah, Howell trying to be aggressive coming down the court, and it's probably the trickiest call in the game, the charge versus block.
Talley's three-pointer no good. Rebound Howell, and another foul. First one was against Mariska, this one against Evan Goodwin.
Yeah, and that's fourth team foul of the quarter for Jenks. A couple more, you're going to get to the free throw line.
Howell try a straightaway three, and he's got it. Threes tonight brought to you by the Arrow Group.
Yeah, and it was a great off-ball screen that got him open at the top of the key and knocks it down.
Howell the other way. Stops inside the lane, fades away, cashes out.
Yeah, now DJ Howell starting to heat up. He's got the 3 now, mid-range jumper, and looks like he's starting to feel it.
Howell up to 9. Long three-pointer from Goodwin, and he cannot buy a bucket. Gene Mason gets it off to Dow. Dow drives, fouled by Morgan. And they'll say that was a shooting foul.
Yeah, and Morgan kind of puts his hands up like he thought he shouldn't have been, but he was literally facing the shooter sideways. And anytime a ref sees that, you're usually not going to get the benefit of the doubt.
Dow at the First National Bank free throw line. Misfires on the first one.
Number 10, Braxton Daniel, champion for the Trojans.
Braxton Daniel back out there for Jenks. Second free throw good. Dow subs off, and Logan Shockley is in. Minute 10 until the fourth quarter.
It's been kind of a weird third quarter, Dylan. I mean, I feel like both teams are trying to push it, but then they're having to pull it back, and some sloppy play, but Broken Arrow has really extended this lead now up to 16.
Ball goes out of play off of Parker Wilson. Broken Arrow will take over. I think it was J.D. Talley that just got a hand in there. Howell kicks out. Gene Mason, corner 3. Off the mark. Offensive board. Howell. Shot swatted away by Wilson.
Oh, and it was a really good find by Howell to get Mason in the corner, and it was a good-looking shot. But then how about Howell getting the offensive rebound? Just showing how effort turns into good things.
Right there, Howell loses the ball down low. Looked a little dejected after that one. He's got to get back into the play. Wilson stripped by Mason. He's putting his foot on the gas, going the other way. Tries a tough shot. And they'll say it went off of Daniel.
Yeah, I think Coach Wallace wanted a foul on that one, but either way, ball stays with BA.
Tigers running a quick set here. Get it into Shockley. 20 seconds remaining in quarter number 3. Shockley drives in, rises up, and finishes over the top.
And when Shockley is determined to get to the basket, there is nothing stopping him. You can see it on his face, and that is a heck of a finish.
Goodwin fires up a 3. Shockley may have fouled him in the last moment.
And you're right, Dylan. They are going to call shooting foul.
So Goodwin at the free throw line, all by himself. He's going to get 3 opportunities. Coach Wallace upset with that contest by Shockley. Obviously, Goodwin's been keyed in on. They want to keep him from shooting threes. I think Shockley just trying to get out there, not thinking about the situation, and obviously hoping not to foul, but he gets called for one.
Yeah, so Goodwin knocks down all 3, but Broken Arrow still with a 15-point lead going into the fourth quarter. You got to be feeling pretty good that you can close this one out.
So 8 minutes to go, and the Tigers in front. They have built a big lead here in quarter number 3. We'll see if they can maintain it over quarter number 4. Keep it right here on ArrowVision.
Introducing QT Pay, the easiest way to transform every trip and every gallon into instant savings every time you pay. QT Pay. It just makes sense.
Tulsa Bone and Joint, Northeast Oklahoma's sports medicine experts. We are pleased to help you and the athletes in your life with a number of surgical and non-surgical options. Tulsa Bone and Joint is proud to serve as team orthopedist for local high schools such as Broken Arrow, Owasso, Sapulpa, Cascia Hall, and Bishop Kelly. Tulsa Bone & Joint, moving life forward.
We're back here live on ArrowVision. Tigers with a 15-point lead. Coach Wallace just had a little bit of a teachable moment with Logan Shockley, but he had a lot to say to his team. Madison Dildine was listening in. Madison.
Well, first and foremost, he said, you guys have to start understanding what exactly you're supposed to be doing out there. He said that was a great run, but you have to continue to attack the rim. Transition defense is still a really big thing for them right now. We've got to continue to get back, challenge, and no more easy points, guys.
So again, harping on that defense, Drew. He's hoping they can slow these Trojans down, and knowing Coach Wallace, he probably wants to keep it to a round figure. He wants to probably keep it below 50 here.
Yeah, I think so, and I think also what Madison's talking about is just settled for too many three-point shots there in the middle of that third quarter, especially when they've had such success when they're driving the basketball. So continuing to be aggressive, I think, is going to be key.
Amari Robinson was aggressive there, got all the way to the hoop and finished right over the top of Logan Shockley. Now Shockley drives inside, spins left. We saw him get a bucket on that move earlier, but can't buy it here. Mariska on the fast break. Can't get it to go. Howell swatted the backboard, and Jenks, unhappy, thought it was a basket interference.
No, I think it's a good call, though, Dylan. I don't think he made contact with the basketball, and I think it's just a missed shot. Good no call.
Howell up top to Talley. DJ Howell with 9 points right now. Shockley puts a shoulder down into the defender. Howell will try a long three-pointer. In and out. Rebound Talley. And right underneath the hoop, a left-hand finish for J.D. Talley.
No, he's just been so good at finding the ball tonight, and what a great offensive rebound.
The referee, I think, just issued a warning to J.D. Talley because I don't think he liked the way that Talley hit the ball back across the baseline. And thankfully, ArrowVision has replays, and they just showed the replay up on the board. And Coach Wallace and the coaching staff pointed out it was a Jenks player that hit it back over the baseline.
Instant replay. What a great invention.
Blake Shy pulling up the instant replay. Perfect timing. The coaching staff was ready. Goodwin for three. He was ready to shoot it and ready to knock it down.
And Goodwin, he's known for his three-point shot. That's actually his first three-point make of the evening, comes to bring them within 13.
Noyes drives baseline and a foul on Johnson. These officials have been tight on these foul calls. You've got to move your feet. These officials will call it if you're guarding with your arms or your hands. Anton Wallace bobbles it, catches it, and drops it in for two.
Yeah, it was a great job by Wallace, just finding some open space and able to finish with the floater.
Goodwin to Daniel, back to Goodwin, back to Daniel, and the layup good.
We haven't said Daniel's name in a long time. He's been sitting at 13 points since the early second quarter.
Noyes fighting for it inside, and Shockley will clean up the miss. Ball inside with Morgan. Spins between defenders. Good move from Jace Morgan. And a finish inside. A full timeout for Jenks. Timeouts tonight brought to you by TTCU. And the Tigers lead by 12. Here's that Logan Shockley layup. Second chance points vital. Broken Arrow leading by 12 here on ArrowVision. We'll take a quick timeout and come right back.
Introducing QT Pay, the easiest way to transform every trip, every treat, and every gallon into instant savings every time you pay. All within the QT app. QT Pay. It just makes sense.
Racing towards the end of the month? Ask about our early pay options. TTCU Federal Credit Union. Life is better in balance.
12-point Tiger lead here on ArrowVision. Broken Arrow in front of Jenks right now in this fourth quarter. 5:26 on the clock. Madison Dildine was listening in during that timeout. And Coach Wallace with a message to the team.
It was very short and sweet. He said, hey, listen, we cannot relax. It's going to be the little things right here. We have to continue to play through it. Dylan.
All right, Madison, thank you very much. Tigers hoping to close this out, maintain that undefeated record in district, that undefeated record in the state of Oklahoma. 19-1 Tigers. It's been a phenomenal season for these boys, but not only on the boys' side of the ticket, the girls have been matching them. Foul on a jump shot. DJ Howell will go to the free throw line. But to my point, Broken Arrow 19-1 here on the boys' side, 19-2 on the girls' side. I think you're going to be far-fetched to find a better year for basketball in Broken Arrow's history.
Yeah, I mean, you're looking at 3 combined losses coming up to the end of the season between both programs. I mean, it's pretty spectacular, and both teams loaded with seniors. We saw that tonight. There were 15 of them honored before this game, so there's a lot of experience on the floor, but you've got to feel great going into the postseason with your teams that have just shown up time and time again that man, they're elite, and they've got a real chance to make noise in the postseason.
So DJ Howell gets the first free throw to go. Howell comes into tonight averaging 11.5 points a game, 5.3 boards, 4.5 assists, and just under 2 steals. And with those 2 free throws, he's up to 11. Mariska, defended by Noyes. Daniel kicks to Johnson, drives baseline, goes around Talley, and a foul on J.D. Talley inside.
Yeah, Broken Arrow clearly paying a lot of attention to the perimeter, trying to inhibit the three-point shot, and Jace Johnson takes advantage with the pump fake and gets inside, draws a foul.
4:45 to go in this one. Tigers up by 14. Johnson's second free throw is good.
Look for Jenks to probably try to create some pressure here, create some turnovers. Like you said in our first game, Dylan, turnovers can get you back in the game, but you risk leaving someone open like you did right there.
Talley with the mid-range jumper. He's found a few of those tonight. He loves the mid-range jumper.
Yeah, now he's up to 17 points tonight, Dylan. He has really been a difference maker for the Tigers.
He's always very efficient in how he finds his points. It feels like he doesn't force up a lot of shots. Foul called on Talley, and I normally don't disagree on calls. That one looked questionable to me.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with you, Dylan. It looked like he was straight up. I don't think he was initiating any contact with the body, but got to be careful here with fouls. You definitely don't want to start sending Jenks to the line, putting them in the bonus, because that's one sure way that they can keep racking up points.
And Talley checks out with 4 fouls. Anton Wallace also subbed out. Gene Mason and Logan Shockley out on the floor. Daniel's second free throw is off. Howell drops the defender, feeds it off to Mason. Mid-range fadeaway, Mason fouled.
Boy, and I think what's impressed me the most tonight, Dylan, is just how spread out the scoring has been tonight for Broken Arrow. I mean, everyone who's been on the floor has been able to put up points. It's not just one guy. Everyone's got a piece of the pie, and that makes it really hard to defend if you're Jenks.
We've talked a lot about how Gene Mason is really going to be handed the future of this Broken Arrow Tiger team, but I found out a little nugget from Coach Wallace this week. He's been doing a sort of signal at Gene to remind him that he's the next guy up, and it's been almost as if he's holding keys. He's shaking his hand like he's holding keys, and he told me Gene didn't know what he was signaling at him, and sometime during the Shawnee Invitational, Coach Wallace explained to him, hey, man, you're going to be in the driver's seat going forward. This is your car to drive.
Yep.
You're going to have the keys. Three-pointer from Noyes. Nigel Noyes on senior night cashing out again. And he is up to 14 now.
I mean, I think it's, and we'll check the replay. This is Mason with the kick out. And Howell, or Noyes, sorry, knocking down the three.
And Noyes subbed off. Less than 3.5 to play. The Tigers up by 19.
I think you can tell with Mason, just the way he plays as a sophomore, that he's got such a bright future, and he really is going to be the ringleader for this Broken Arrow team moving forward.
And there's so many seniors on this roster. You talked about 15 overall, but there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 on this boys roster. And, I mean, that's going to be a big chunk of your team, man. You got a couple of guys from JV that are ready to step up and take on some bigger roles, but you got to be able to count on some of these other guys that are getting rotation minutes right now. Gene Mason and Corbin Dow are going to be the leaders of this going forward. Troy Bell is a guy we've seen make some appearances here and there. He's going to have a bigger role going forward. But Coach Wallace knows that it's going to be leaned heavily onto Gene. I think he knows Corbin Dow's going to play a big role as well, but those two guys are really going to lead Broken Arrow in the years going forward.
Yeah, and I mean, I just think that whatever happens in the postseason this year is going to be such great experience for those two guys to be in a playoff atmosphere, to be on a team that has as high of expectations as Broken Arrow does this year. Anytime that you can get experience like that as a sophomore, as a junior, you take that into your upperclassmen years, I think it's going to pay dividends for Broken Arrow moving forward.
And Corbin Dow is a guy we don't give enough love to. He is often scoring a good handful of points. Tonight he's got 8.
Yeah.
He's often blocking shots and being a defensive force. And he usually is making the right play. I don't see him making a lot of mistakes. He generally is in the right spot at the right time, generally runs the sets well, and is just overall a positive impact player on the floor. And he's a junior, and he's going to come back next season with a little bit more in his bag and a little bit more time with the ball in his hands.
Yeah, absolutely. I think, we already know the skill that he has shooting the basketball, but I think his defense goes underappreciated, and he's just going to continue to get better the rest of this season and over the summer before next season starts.
And I'm sure he'll be working out with his older brother Connor some point in the offseason. Certainly helps to have an older brother that's been there and done that. Shockley fouled underneath, and a three-point play chance for Logan Shockley.
And Broken Arrow has really cleaned up the glass well in this second half. You'll see on this replay, Shockley coming in there. And those second chance points have been huge for Broken Arrow, as they haven't shot the ball particularly great, but they've just been able to put up a lot of shots. And you just have to give them a lot of credit for their tenacity and stick-to-itiveness.
Stick-to-itiveness. That's a great
good
word.
One, right? I don't know how many hyphens are in that word, but
you got to buy a few vowels to get that one out there. 73-54, 2.5 to go. Goodwin defended by Mason. Pulling up from the free throw line, he's got it. And quietly, Goodwin is up to 10.
Yeah, he's finally found a little bit of rhythm here in the fourth quarter, but it's kind of been too little too late, as Broken Arrow was really able to shut him down in the first half, and I think that was crucial for Broken Arrow, keeping this Jenks offense from rolling.
Great move inside from Gene Mason. One pounding dribble and a quick hop step gets him right underneath the basket, and he's good for another 2. And Coach Wallace prepared to make a couple more substitutions, bring a couple more seniors in. Evan Goodwin drills a 3. Cross-court pass to Devon Wallace. Fed off to Mason underneath again. This time he's got a dribble out of trouble. Able to spin away from Goodwin not once but twice. And a quick timeout called by Coach Bo Wallace. Timeouts brought to you by Tulsa Teachers Credit Union. Thank them for all that they do to make our broadcast possible. I don't think that timeout was really to have any sort of words of encouragement. I think that was to get both Israel Wilson and Jacob Gardner out on the floor.
Yeah, senior night, you want to be able to get all your seniors some playing time tonight. And Dylan, I just feel like tonight was the epitome of what experienced teams do. I mean, Jenks really threw their best punch they had in that first half. Broken Arrow absorbed it, said, all right, you gave us your best, and now we're just going to kind of coast the rest of the way. And never felt like Broken Arrow panicked, never felt like they were on their heels. They seemed sure of themselves all night, and in this second half they have really shown why they are a 19-1 team this year.
Howell with the ball at the free throw line, outside to Devon Wallace. Just about a minute to go. Tigers not going to be in any hurry here. A late cheap foul from Parker Wilson. And Logan Shockley will go to the free throw line.
Tigers are going to be happy to go 2-0 on senior night and giving their seniors the best possible gift for their time on the team, and that's a couple W's.
And you mentioned it, 15 seniors between these two rosters, and it has been a very special group. We mentioned for Coach Coffey it's special because this is his first group he's had all 4 years with. For Coach Wallace, it's special because he's got a son out there on the floor.
That's right.
And not only a son, but a nephew, Anton Wallace, out there as well.
Absolutely, and we didn't get as much of Devon tonight as we probably wanted. He had to go out for a little bit after getting banged up early in the second half, but got to be special for him to see these two guys complete their high school career. Tiger Fieldhouse.
Shot from the corner misfired by Besna. Devon Wallace taking on Wilson. Driving in, going at the contact, and getting the finish. The hoop and the harm.
Boy, and that's what a great moment for him. Like we said, hadn't gotten a ton of playing time, but going up against Wilson, and that was a phenomenal finish through contact.
And Coach Wallace all smiles as Devon gets the finish, and they'll sub Devon off the floor. I think they were trying to get him a bucket on senior night. And now they sub Coy Lemons and James Jones out on the floor. And the Tigers will certainly close things out here. So 79-59 our score as the time ticks away. Jenks may try to find one more quick bucket here, but certainly then after that the Tigers will work the clock. Foul down low. And it'll go against Israel Wilson. We have those 15 seniors, and I do want to recognize each and every one of them. I know we did in between the games, but just if you missed it, for the Broken Arrow boys, number 1, Devon Wallace. Number 2, Anton Wallace. Number 5 is J.D. Talley. Number 10, Nigel Noyes. Number 15, Israel Wilson. Number 21, DJ Howell. Number 23, Jacob Gardner. And number 33, Logan Shockley. Wilson will get one 3-point attempt at the buzzer. Can't get it.
It was a good-looking shot. Just
The
couldn't
whole
get it to
family.
fall.
I can see them over there. They were up on their feet ready to cheer it on, but no good. The Tigers win by 30 on senior night. Real quickly on the girls' side, the seniors, Macy Marasini, number 0. Number 5, Kate Wigginton. Number 22, Peyton Dolan. Number 23, Rakaya Bowen. Number 24, Amari Hamer. Number 25, Mackenzie Mathurin. And number 33 is Taryn Jacobs. And a phenomenal class on both sides. And a classy win here as Broken Arrow gets through Jenks for the 3rd time this season. You mentioned it. That is not easy to get the hat trick against an opponent.
Yeah, I mean, you got to feel great. Jenks, one of your all-time rivals, and to say that we went 3-0 against you in the same season is that's going to be sweet to say. And Broken Arrow improves to 20-1 on the season.
Madison Dildine down on the floor. She's got Coach Wallace post-game. Everybody's all smiles. Madison?
Coach, what made the difference tonight?
I think we found a way to get some stops. Thought we scored the ball very well, but just they made a lot of buckets and some tough shots. So we got to clean some things up. But senior night, senior week, it's just been kind of one of those things, and just to kind of have them refocus in the second half was nice for me to see that.
I'm sure it was kind of bittersweet because you celebrated, obviously, your son and your nephew tonight. How is that as a father as opposed to as a coach?
I don't know. I think I'll probably reflect on it a little later. It's one of those things I try not to let it seep into my head, but people keep telling me about it. But it's pretty cool just to be able to coach them. So I'm probably going to miss it more than I probably let on.
What does the class of 2025 mean to you?
Oh, man, this is a group that we brought a lot of those guys, 6 of those seniors up as freshmen, which that was the most we've ever done. And, they've been friends, obviously, with my son for all these years. So they've been at my house, and, it's just a different feeling with this group.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
All right, Madison, thank you, and thank you, Coach Wallace. It's been a special season for these Tigers. You mentioned it, 20-1, now 11-0 in district play. And somebody else was special tonight, a Big Biscuit player of the game. Drew, do you have one?
Yeah, I think I'm going to give it to J.D. Talley. I just feel like he was all over the court today and really made a difference in some key moments. Jenks had brought the game to within single digits, and I feel like that's when Talley really stepped up and got the lead back out. So credit to J.D. Talley on senior night.
All right, he's our post-game show Big Biscuit player of the game. And our post-game show brought to you by Tulsa Bone and Joint. Broken Arrow now, and coming into tonight, was the only 6A team undefeated in their district. One of 2 one-loss teams left in 5A and 6A. El Reno was the other one, but BA actually beat El Reno 55-46 on January 25th. So you can kind of look at it like, hey, in 5A and 6A right now, Broken Arrow is the top dog.
Yeah, and they've got so much still ahead of them, right? You got a few more games to finish out the regular season, and then that's when the playoffs start. So really encouraging sign tonight. Thought they played really well and put up almost 80 points. And just feel like if you're Coach Wallace, you're just saying, let's just keep moving in this direction. Things are going well. Let's keep the gas down and stay focused.
A tough contest coming up next Tuesday. Sand Springs on the docket. We mentioned it earlier. Sand Springs was a team that took the air out of the ball, did not give Broken Arrow a chance to touch it. Won that game, Broken Arrow did, 48-44, their lowest point total on the season. Only beat Sand Springs by 4. Tough contest. It's going to be here inside the Tiger Fieldhouse live on ArrowVision. That should be a good one, Drew.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, Dylan. I think Broken Arrow kind of knows what Sand Springs is going to try to do, so we'll see what the coaching staff draws up to try to combat that. But it's a good strategy, right? You can't score the basketball if you don't have it as much, and so it's going to be a tight one, and I think the fans are going to be up and ready.
You'll definitely want to tune into that one. It'll be next Tuesday, 6:30 start for the girls, 8 p.m. start for the boys. That's the next time we'll see you on ArrowVision. Drew, I want to thank you for coming in all the way from Arkansas and filling in for Coach Tiff Jones and Greg Spencer, and did an excellent job while you were at it. Madison Dildine did a great job down on our sidelines. Blake Shy and the rest of our crew did a great job behind the scenes. We thank you for tuning in and hope you have a great evening, everybody.